We're live.
1.
Welcome in, everybody.
Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
What is up, party people?
I need to turn Gabe on.
Whoa. Hey, now. I regret saying that.
Whoa.
Immediately.
There you go. Gabe is off to the side. We're doing our challenge review later in the day at around 3. You're off to the side.
You have my microphone on, I'm not on the camera.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
You will be.
We'll save that for later.
Yeah. How we all doing? Who do we got here? Oh, you crazy mixed up kids. Hallelujah. All right, here we go. Sidious, Haley, Danger Boy, Zimian, Crow Stuff, Oaken Fury, Sarcastic Grandpa, Richard, Cat, Coyote Claws and Ogre, Plum Crunchy, Swifty Bear, Sasquatch Paint Skinner, Shadowcast Double T. Rumor has it, it's not that hard to do, Chris.
Excuse me?
That means a couple things. All right.
Excuse me?
I'll get one of those today. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
It's a lot easier when you butt him a couple drinks.
Looking's for free. Touching's gonna cost you something. Dyslexic Mini Painter. Dirty Water. Welcome in, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day.
Me too.
It's Jason, right?
That would be me.
Jason.
Yeah.
The one and only.
That's me.
Painting up some Zinvaded. If you're not familiar with Zinvaded, that is this tabletop game that we're painting today. And by we, I mean Jason. And by Jason, I mean Jason.
That's me.
So sit back, relax, enjoy the show. It's a hot Wednesday.
Pour yourself a beverage.
It's a hot Wednesday.
A delicious beverage. It has been a hot couple of weeks, dude.
You know what? Unpopular opinion, I don't mind it.
That's because
Very
you're
unpopular.
crazy.
Very
You're
unpopular.
Literally
I'm bringing
crazy.
my mic up to my face. Oaken Fury, El Nino, 35 stream streak. Hey, Gabe is El Nino.
It's the super El Nino.
It is. Where it's going to rain, let's see. When is it raining next?
It's raining this week. Monday. Not this week, but I guess in the next 7 days.
It's supposed to rain today down here.
No.
20% chance. And by
No.
20% chance, I mean the area. Holy Mary. Next week is going to be rainy.
Chris, we can't trust your Google phone.
Actually, it's been the most accurate out of all of them. So
Well, we'll see about
Mr.
that today.
Green text.
I know. Hey, that's, you know,
It's supposed to go into
get a
the
lot of
90s
flack.
next week.
you're in
Praise.
the 90s, you Sackville Baggins.
Praise.
Another day without a hype command. You know what, Repray? Here's your hype.
What are you living 10 years ago? Hype
Where's
command?
my hype command?
What are
There's
you-
no
That's
hype
so
commands.
10 years ago?
Another
don't
day with
do
my
that
dudes. Welcome in.
anymore.
I'm sleepy.
We have a hype button instead.
Jason has
We have elevated ourselves to the... So get with the program.
Repray.
News may not have hit Canada yet.
Oh, he dug deep on that one. Canada. Jason has the air horn meeple. Yes, he does. I literally put that over there.
Chris doesn't trust himself with
No,
it. I don't
no.
know why that made me trustworthy with
Not-
it. Like,
no.
I feel like if you can't trust Chris with it, you probably sure as hell don't want to give it to me.
You can give it to me.
No,
You
don't give it to
definitely don't
Gabe.
want to give it to Gabe.
I'm so sorry, but I know my limits. Repray says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was on the next level. I'll look down." Oh, whoa. That's okay. Here's what I'll say to all of you wonderful people today. I hope you're able... Oh, Zinvaded from Twitch. First time chat. Our future Zin overlords, thank you for spreading the Zinfection.
Hey,
What's
welcome,
going
welcome,
on?
welcome.
Zinvaded.
Paint this guy.
We're having fun with this. We really like the concept.
It's been a lot of fun.
Are you going to paint that dice like a traditional white and black dice?
I think white with black pips.
that would be kind of cool.
I like that.
Would you just do... I'd be interested to see how you paint that white. Because
I'll probably wet blend the faces.
Oh.
Just from like maybe a gray to white or an ivory to white or something like that. And then we'll just do black pips. It'll be super simple.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what to do with the knife that's stuck in it. I feel like a glowy, like, laser knife would be cool, like a bright blue blade.
Yeah.
Like an energized knife. Something like that.
Like
It's Invaded said he's awesome model and thank you. The game has been a blast to develop. Nice.
Awesome. Well,
Thank
welcome
you.
to our little world here, everybody. Say hi to this Invaded crew. We reached out to them and let them know we'd be painting up a model on stream this week. And we told them that it would be great to have them by if they wanted to answer questions in the chat. So if we have some, feel free to ask. I've been doing a very horrible job, probably, of explaining the whole thing, because all I explain is the pieces I think are so fun.
Yeah.
Like the
it has some
keyword
cool
people
content.
around is one of the most amazing things in any game ever made.
What's up, Mo? Dirty Demon says awesome model. Yes. If we can
Oh, the
answer-
models are great. They really are. Like I've been saying, the style got me because it feels very Mobius, very late 60s, early 70s French sci-fi.
It's cool.
It has, very organic, round kind of edges to it, and not just, hard, like Infinity, very squared off stuff. This is they're great. They just have a really cool look to them. That's the Chris not listening.
No, I am.
That's a Yep.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm listening.
Great. Fantastic. I'm looking at 7 screens and not paying attention to my boss.
I am listening.
That's what
to
he's
you.
doing. That's what he's doing.
Somebody said yes. 80s Saturday morning cartoons was the target.
Oh, awesome.
Good stuff. D Bowler says if you were working with, for example, Jade, Pyro Red, and Plum, how would
Hey,
you
wait
recommend
a
approaching
minute.
skin?
I can't help you with that. You know the rules.
That's the challenge.
That's the challenge. I can't help you with the challenge. That's this month's challenge. That's up to you to figure out. If I help you, then what do you learn?
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, I do not answer questions about the challenge until
Just a
after
random
the challenge.
not for the challenge, just a random example.
Oh, just asking for a friend. Just
okay.
a random out of
You
nowhere.
did say plum because technically it's faded plum, so there you go.
Here we go.
As Invaded was responding to Double T's question, they were originally hand sculpted. The starter box models were hand sculpted. Today we use ZBrush. Nice. Good stuff.
They're
fun.
great. I've been showing off all the models from the 2-player starter set that I have. That's just a sergeant, a heavy, and a sniper.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I think they're interchangeable. I think you can choose which ones are kill all and which ones are save them. Because they each just both have redundancies. The other sergeant is bitching because he's standing on like a bottle cap.
Yeah,
So,
it's a
That would be really cool to paint. If it had a little bit more surface area, you could paint it like an old Coke bottle cap or a Pepsi bottle cap or something like that. Really neat. I just love the one-to-one aesthetic and the dye, so I figured that was the best one to put out here so we could show the 16 millimeter die on the base. Is really rad. Just a really cool overall gig they got going on.
For all of you who were just asking about the challenge, we're going to be doing that probably. We'll start around 3. We paint for about an hour and then we'll hop over to the other desk with Gabe. Do some
I
examples.
have to sit next to Gabe?
Yes, sir.
Do I get hazard pay for this?
Hazard pay? Unrelated to the challenge, if I were to paint the monument logo on a model in Pyro Red, Jade, or Faded Plum, which would you prefer? Jade. Done.
Oh, wait a minute.
Answered.
They've learned from these last couple of
Oh, no.
challenges that I don't have to do the challenge well. I just have to have the monument logo on the model, and I have a chance of getting a prize. That's pretty smart thinking, because last month's challenge, I think all the ones that really stood out the most were the ones that had the monument logo on them. I have the car that was sent. It's so amazing.
It's so cool.
It's right over behind Gabe, and it is really, really rad. I love when the models show up. You know, people send us stuff from time to time from the challenges, and when they show up, and they are so much better in real person. I should know this by now because, you know, every time somebody sees something from the stream, they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. Very
That
cool
looks so
stuff.
much different than it did on stream, right? It's the camera never tells the whole story.
Yes, Mo, the car was brilliant.
But it is so good.
Yeah,
It's a
super
Chevette,
cool.
man. Best car ever made.
Yep.
With the best logos ever made on it. Come on. A match
Probably
made
gonna
in-
need to get a logo for Slick Willie's Fettuccine and make it a shirt at some point.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I really like the typography that this person put on the car
Yeah.
for the delivery.
It looks really good.
Dumbriss
really good.
shout out.
It's super, like, it feels like a takeout fettuccine place.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I guess
Right.
if you're into fettuccine and takeout.
Hey, I'm going to need you to be a little bit more positive about our idea, Chris.
Takeout fettuccine, and it comes in a
Ryan
Chinese
says
box.
the sign on the car needs to be a shirt. It's really well done.
So we have determined that the kitchen at the Experience Center will be Slick Willie's Fettuccine.
Why am I not surprised?
So it is going to become a thing for all of those who wondered and those who doubted.
Oh my gosh! Well, then,
Slick Willie's Fettuccine will live.
Hey, and that's great. I'm just now getting my food handler's license. So this really works out for us, doesn't it?
true.
Oh, God.
It does.
You're
true,
getting
I
a
just-
food
yeah.
handler's license?
I just thought about this. Yes, I'll have it
Yeah.
this next week.
What in the world are you doing that for?
For volunteering at church?
Really?
Yeah. So
Oh, my God,
this
Chris,
is
you could
ver-
sponsor Slick
this is
Willie's
very-
Fettuccine.
Yeah, this is very fitting.
This is very good timing.
Yeah,
Fortuitous.
I'm gonna be getting
one
mine
might
too.
say.
So
There you go.
you could come by to Slick Willie's Fettuccine, and Christopher will be serving you breakfast sushi, and I'll
Dude, I'll make some bad
cheesecake steak.
kimbap. Let's do it.
That's not what we're
breakfast
talking
sushi.
about.
We'll make it work. How do you deal with burnout or lack of inspiration to paint? Says Johnny PG Games 73.
Hey, that is a fantastic question. It is one we get asked all the time.
It's a big one.
And it's something that everybody goes through, right? So the reality, first off, is to know you're not alone, that everybody gets to where even your most favoritist hobby, right, needs to kind of take a little bit of a cool off every now and then, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, you know, whenever I'm painting something, and usually it happens with me with armies. I get burnt out when doing armies. Because there's only so many guys I can paint with the same color scheme before I'm just tired of it. And I want to move on to something bright, shiny, right? So I want to go buy a new army or buy a new character or take a breath and paint something else. And that kind of palette cleanser is worth its weight in gold. So first thing, have another project sitting by all the time.
Yeah.
One that you can, as you're, getting a little slow on whatever you have in your hand, have something else that you can spend time on that you are equally as excited about. If nothing is exciting you about painting, don't be afraid to just stop. Take a breather. Don't push yourself. This is all different if you're a commission painter. If you're somebody that's painting for money, you don't always have this, and I would recommend that you do not take a breather. You just need to find a way to push through, because your customer service will suffer if you call your client and say, I just am not going to be able to finish it in time. Don't do that. Don't do that to your customer. Don't be that way. Run a good business, finish the job, and then take a break.
That's right.
Sometimes when you're painting commissions, the big thing that gets you is that you're not painting anything you really enjoy. And so sometimes taking a break and just, taking a couple hours and painting something for yourself will get back into the swing of the mechanical nature of painting, somebody else's army that you didn't pick the colors on and don't care for the models or whatever else. So commission painting aside, because that's its own world of answers. I think for the rest of us that don't paint for money in a commission standpoint is that you really need to have a palette cleanser first off. And if you are just bogged down, maybe it's because you're not being able to pull something off, nothing's working the way you want it to, you're not feeling good about it, back up, breathe, and go do something else, right? Go watch a TV show, go put on your favorite movie, listen to some music, touch grass, do whatever you got to do. And, just kind of make sure that you've got the ability to rest and recuperate from it, because your hobby, if it becomes a job, is no longer what you got into it for. If it feels like it's a job to finish the model that's in your hand, then you definitely need to back up and reevaluate.
Yep.
And I will go, and for me personally, I'll go and like listen to, put on an audiobook that is in a fantasy or sci-fi realm, because that'll get the juices going for the kind of narrative of what I'm painting. Maybe give me an idea. Maybe I hear something about something a character does, or a description of an outfit, or a scene in the book or whatever it is, or in the movie I'm watching, that might give me an idea on color. I tend to look at the world around me for inspiration on color without even thinking about it. I'll just be roaming around and see something and be like, "Oh, that's really rad. I should do something in that color scheme." And if you keep your mind kind of open like that as you're doing those other things, then you might find some inspiration that really gets you excited to come back and pick up where you left off. But I'm okay. There are times where I will spend, like this last week, I have to admit, I was not as motivated to come in and paint in my off time, right?
Sure.
We've had a lot of business stuff going on that's just like, it just eats up your time. And at the end of the day, you're tired. Staring at spreadsheets, talking to people, business. And so there's times where like after stream, I'm ready to quit, go home, pet the dog, talk to Jen, play a video game, done. Go to bed, do it all over again. And I'm okay with it. But there are times where I'm like, I sit there and I go, wow, I really have been on such a hobby streak. Why am I failing right now? Why am I not feeling like I want a hobby?
Yeah.
Last night was one of those where I was like, I have some models here I could build. Should I build models? And I was like, no, you know what? It's okay. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll paint tomorrow. And I just set it up in my head. So don't feel alone. It happens to everybody. It's not, something that you should spend a whole lot of time on. Just try to get back on track.
Frigid Phoenix says, how I handle burnout is showing up here Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., Monument Standard Time. And sometimes I paint along, and other times I just watch.
That is a really good way, right?
Amen,
the internet
brother.
provides us with an outlet of community now that can come in and do exactly what you're doing, which is ask the question, get the feedback, talk to people, get some answers, hear what everybody else does, and then sit here and watch painting. And as you do, you'll get to a point where it'll be like something will strike you. You'll be like, oh, you know what? I never thought about that. I need to go try that.
Chuck says, in today's episode of Adventures in Machine Shop, our HR department is struggling to get people in the door, so they decided to hold a job fair. From the attendance, we are obviously well past scraping the bottom of the barrel and now digging for corpses. Chuck, maybe one of these days you'll have a positive experience.
He has a lot of them. We just hear about the bad ones.
That's okay. That's what we're here for you, Chuck. That's why you can come here with all of that.
Actually, I don't know if he has a lot of them. I'm just trying
We
to be
could hold a
positive.
job fair for Gabe.
For
What?
Gabe?
What?
What are you talking about?
Why do we need to hold a job fair for Gabe?
What do you mean?
He needs a job fair.
What are you talking about?
I think Gabe could run a good job fair.
What
I
are
could
you-
run
what
a
are you
good job
talking
fair.
about?
Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah.
a job fair.
No, that's what I'm saying. Let's have Gabe run a job fair just for
Did
not
you
necessarily
just
for
fire
Monument.
Gabe and say he needs to get a job?
He could run the job fair for himself
I don't know what you're talking about.
here at Monument. We can fire him, and then he runs the fair for himself, and then he comes to the fair
To do
and then
what?
to get hired back in.
You fired him.
I know, but we'll hire him back
What? Why would you do that?
because it'd be fun to have a fair.
Oh my god.
Can we have a fair for some other reason?
Yes, probably a lot easier.
Yeah.
We could just have a fair.
Yeah.
Chat.
Can we just have a monument fair?
You see what I have to deal with? This is
Which-
this is the way Chris's mind works.
Chris, wouldn't a fair just be a convention?
Most of Chris's interactions at Monument Hobbies include exactly
that's a
what you've seen
circus.
here. It's him spewing something off the top of his head, and
Yep.
the rest of the people in the room going, "What?
And then they put it all together, and it's a very beautiful mind kind of scene.
What are
And
you
then I tell all the people
talking
off to the
about,
side here, my
Chris?
hypo-schizophrenic mind, to shut up.
Chris, what are you talking about?"
Can we have a Chris is fired fair, sarcastic grandpa? No.
That's not a call to fair. That's just a celebration.
Oh, wow. Buried deep.
Wow.
Was that a raspberry?
That's something. It does kind of sound like that. Hey, for all of you who care, it is the challenge review today. Environmental lighting. July's challenge was all about environmental
I'm excited to
lighting.
see what people came up with.
Yeah. So in about around 3 o'clock, we'll head over to the table and we'll do that. Chris, you should check out the Zed Bugs on Zinvaded. They got a model dual-wielding D6 dice with nails as handles.
It's really cool.
Oh, I'll have
It's
to look at
really
that.
cool.
It's such a cool model.
Shout out to Zinvaded.
I think the Zed bugs are the dead ones, right?
I believe
They look like it.
Here's the link. There we go.
Reanimated casualties of the many Zed
Yeah, they're the
battles.
reanimated casualties because of like the weird radiation that they brought with their spaceship and everything.
I like
It's
all
a
the little-
neat narrative. It has some funky stuff going on. I mean, it's pretty
Oh,
basic,
okay.
but it's really fun.
Zinvaded just said Zed equals dead.
Yeah.
I like it.
Ah,
Very, very cool.
That's cool. I dig it. Go give them a follow. Go check their site out. Pretty cool stuff. Except the necromancer, neither living nor dead. Oh, okay.
So the
Are there 3 factions right now?
I think there's 4 because there's 2.
Let's see.
There's 2 between the invaders, the kill 'em or the kill all and the save 'em.
Yep.
And I'm painting this as a save 'em. I don't know that save 'em have colors or factions or whatever. I'm just doing it my way. And then there's the Terra, which are the bugs.
Terra faction starter. Then there's the Zed by Daylight.
Then the
okay.
Zed bugs.
Zed
The
bugs.
Zed bugs are the dead, and the Terra are the insects that became. If I get this right, sue me if I don't. If I get this right, then I'm good. The bugs that the invaders put to work got sentient because of all of the tinkering that the invaders did with them and radiation and such. And these now sentient bugs rose up against their oppressors, so to speak. And so we have a faction of bugs that are looking to overthrow the invaders.
Okay. Hey, Sidious, thank you so much for
So there's
that
a lot
sub.
going on in Cockroach City here. And you can't go wrong with a game. Punch out to the full one.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with a game that comes in a Chinese takeout box.
I'm so hungry for Chinese food immediately. That's great.
It's like the best thing ever. And I've been talking about it because it
Super
comes with
cool.
everything. It comes with the rules, which is spelled with a Z. The missions book also
Rules?
spelled with a Z.
I love
It has these little grubs things that are like the objectives. The
Yeah.
objective markers are these little grubs, these little bugs with underbites and tongues sticking out, which are really funny. And it comes with, there's a grenade token in here.
Okay.
Pencils. It has pencils, stat sheets for everybody, a tape measure, and the dice you need. You literally buy this box and you need nothing else except paint to paint your models.
Oaken Fury says, I think I'm going to order this and force my son to play. I bet you it's going to be a fun game with the family.
Yeah, I think everybody would have a lot of fun. This would be a great game. You know, I'm always out there excited about games that get people excited about miniatures. You know, you can look at things like 40K and all the games we know and love out in the world, War Machine, and you can talk to your friends and get them excited about the concept, but then they look at it and it's so sprawling that you don't know anything about it. And
It's
you're
very
like,
massive.
It's intimidating.
Yeah.
Games like this, Arena Rex, you know, things where you can buy like 3 or 4 models and play a game. And it's just it seems like it's deeper and not as wide, whereas Warhammer is like miles wide and an inch deep. These games feel like they have a lot of flavor, a lot of narrative, a lot of cool factor. And the 2-player starter set, I think, is like $70. And you get all the models and all the stuff for 2 people to play and have a ton of fun. And so I'm a big fan. I love stuff like that where people are able to get excited about it, get into it, and really take part without a ton of brain investment or wallet investment. You know, you get a lot out of this for a lot of bang for the buck.
2-player starter set. Okay,
This tank Rantula is awesome.
this is the one. This is the one you're talking about.
Gabe
right
sold.
Here. Go check it out.
Because I saw the drop downs. So when you go to the home page,
Yeah.
there's all the drop downs. It automatically opens the starter sets, but doesn't open the other ones. So I clicked on through all those. You've got like Wolverine, but a bug, Logan,
Yeah.
and Zedpool. They've got Nuke Dukem.
Nuke Dukem.
Yeah, they've had some
That's
fun,
fun.
with it. You can tell. I like
Oh, it's so good.
I like it because it really is like a irreverent video game mentality
Zoba Fez.
attached to it.
Jen says, "Wait, this is a new game. What happened to War Machine?"
Hey, I need you to shush.
Whoa. Hey, I'm not going to get in between this.
I need you to shush.
Jen, I say
Oh,
that
lovely
about,
Jen. I just
say
sent her
that
a
about
text out of the
everything.
blue telling her how much I love her, just like randomly. And now she's here doing this to me.
That's
So you know what I'm doing, babe? I'm helping out another amazing independent company
That's right.
in America. I think, and you know what? Even more near and dear to my heart, can you deny or confirm, Zinvaded? Are you in Texas? It's We Have Issues Games. I don't know if that's you guys or if that's just the publisher, but are you guys in Texas?
Yeah, Zimbabwe. Are you guys in Texas? San Antonio.
See, I'm born and raised in Dallas, so
Nice.
I knew you guys were great. I mean, you're not from Dallas, but you're still great. San Antonio's okay.
Nice. Hey, we'll
Fellow
take it.
Texans, producing amazing stuff in the hobby. I gotta support. I gotta show love.
That's right.
This is how this works.
Jen, I say that about everything. It's okay.
Don't you
That's what we
do
have
that.
That's what we have to do.
Don't you do that, Chris.
Us producers have to stay united.
Hey, don't you start doing that.
Oh, there it is. Shout out to Jen.
Don't you do that. Don't you guys gang up on me just because you
I'm
sit
just saying
behind
there's
the
a
producer
lot-
board.
There's a lot of models. Jen says, "Ugh, I can't argue with that."
See?
There you go.
I'm showing love here. Patow! A little bit of dark umber.
Oh, dark umber.
Here we
Just
go. It's one of my favorite colors.
Favorite colors. Oh, there's
Chris?
also this invaded Discord. Okay. It says double T. What are you gonna say? You
Chris,
want answers?
I'm going to use some dark umber,
Oh,
and then I'm going to move to some light umber,
oh.
and then I'm going to use some olive flesh.
Nice. There it is. One of my ultra favorite combos. I've used that combo so many times.
Every now and then I got to throw Chris a bone.
There you go.
I got to get him all excited.
Every
about
once in a while.
I got to get him all excited about a workup.
That's right.
Hey, I really like this workup.
I do. I do like this workup. Will we be getting medium rare umber in expansion set 5? No, it's going to be properly cooked, well cooked, exactly cooked right umber.
It's correct temperature umber,
Yeah.
because nobody seems to know how to cook umber in the painting world. So we're gonna be the first. We're gonna turn the art supply world on its head with correct temperature
Lumberjack.
umber.
My man. There it is. Yep. I do love this workup. You know me, Lumberjack. Rare umber, please, says Ryan. Where's the rare umber?
On the hoof,
I would like tartar umber.
umber tartar. That would be a good. That would be a good
Tartar.
umber tartar would be like a really good April Fool's one.
I like my steak to talk to me.
I want it mooing.
I want to know its first name.
I want my paint mooing on the plate.
I used the eclectic salmon for the first time today and have to say I understand the demand for it. Super duper John. You want to know what you need to demand is another game of War Machine where I can take you out to dinner. Not
What?
pick up the check.
Chris, did you say? Sorry, I want to back up quickly. Did you say that you want to know the cow's first name?
Yeah. I want it to talk to me. I want to know its social security
So do you know
number.
what's funny is that if you get the Japanese high-end steaks, they
Oh.
bring out the pedigree papers
Good.
that came with the steak. Now this is at like big, high-end restaurants.
I would like to know my cow's
but you can
favorite
literally
color.
hear where it came from, how it was raised, all that stuff. Like when you get like true Wagyu beef or whatever it is.
It's Wagyu. It's Wagyu beef.
Chris doesn't know how to speak English.
Oh, not yet. I made my finger. For these crazy mixed up kids.
Is Chris okay? I don't even think he knew where he was going with that. He never knows where he's going with any of it. What are you talking
Tech
about?
Badger, I have an entire book about that.
Chris trips into success every now and then.
That's right. And
He
by
just
success,
stumbles into the doorframe of success every now and
I
then.
don't think Jason gives me enough credit. I think
I give you about
I
as much
think
credit as
I
you
am
deserve.
so well precise every single day. That all of this is just for you, chat. This is not fabricated. I script this out every day. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, he's losing it. He's running. Oh.
Is it just a dead battery?
Oh, no. We gotta change his battery. No, don't hit him on the head.
Sounds like the job of a producer.
You're muted.
You know what? You know how long he's known it's needed a battery?
For weeks, months,
Months.
years.
Months. But he said, "Oh, it'll be okay. I got it to work the other day. It'll be
Here,
fine."
What kind of battery does it need?
It needs the kind where Chris figures that out for himself because it has a screw that holds the battery case together.
There we go. Let's hear it.
Here, you take it and get your little handy dandy multi-tool you have on your desk that I stole from you yesterday.
You stole my handy dandy multi-tool?
I had to use it yesterday,
The
yes.
small rig one?
Yes.
It's a good one.
It's not really.
It's a handy dandy multi-tool.
It's for emergencies.
Well, you'd be in a bad pinch if it was for an emergency.
This one? Oh!
That little stainless one?
Yeah.
It doesn't work very well.
It's meant for cameras only.
Yeah, because the tool heads are way too short
Yeah.
to do anything in the real world.
These are literally meant for...
You can't do anything in the real world with that thing.
These are meant for all of the camera rig parts. All right, you know what? I'll do this. What am I doing?
It's a big old sigh, Chris.
Oh, you guys just give me the business. Chris needs a Leatherman. I do, and I have one, Double T.
It takes 2 of those hearing aid batteries, probably.
It probably, you know what? You're probably correct, actually.
The battery compartment's very
You wanna look,
small.
Gabe?
They're those little round ones. The little, like, wafer ones.
Gabe can look. Here you go, Gabe. Around with that.
You want me to do this? You've just delegated to me.
Yeah. No, just open it and see. Tell the world what kind of batteries it needs.
Do you even have a screwdriver that'll fit this?
I was just using that one. Print, paint, repeat. Thank you so much for that sub. 2 months. Welcome in. All right, who do we got over here? Now, for all of you who are new to how our reviews work, we are doing the July challenge review starting around 3 o'clock. Jason will go sit over there with Gabe. We're going to go through all of the challenge submissions.
Gabe kind of smells funny. Can I stay here?
I smell wonderful.
You smell wonderful?
I
That's
smell
a stretch.
wonderful.
Hit that Discord link. If you're not a part
Oh,
of
but Chris said
our-
that's a stretch.
if
I've
you're
been
not a
using
part
new
of it-
deodorant.
You don't
Prepare,
need
Pete.
deodorant?
No, I've been
Nice.
using new deodorant.
Oh, you're using new deodorant.
New deodorant.
Glad you got that go bag all filled up. It's amazing. Hit that Discord link that I just posted right there. And that will... We do a challenge every month. What's this challenge, Gabe? This month's challenge?
This month was sorry.
This month.
Which
August.
one? Of August.
This month.
This month.
August.
Currently August.
Current.
Not
The one that's going on live, not the one we're reviewing
not the one
today.
we're reviewing. It is a limited palette challenge. So
Nice.
you have to paint something with the limited palette that we have chosen.
It was chosen at random.
It was literally the best version of it. The grab bag.
He did the physical grab box.
Frigid says, hope it's okay to share this here, but I'm very happy to say that I'm currently bagging up my first ever commission for shipping to the customer. Heck yeah, dude.
That's cool, Frigid.
That's awesome. Mo says, in quotes, random. Jason literally saw me picking out of a huge bucket.
He did stare at the camera the whole time because I looked over at him and he was not looking in the box.
Now, I was like, ugh.
He was just digging around.
I wouldn't
and-
be able to
and
live
he
with
did
my
pretty
conscience
well with that. So I
on
got
that.
to cut him a little bit of slack there. It was very random. It wasn't so random that we didn't. I mean, we changed it because I want to be fair.
Well, those are all of the
So I did alter the colors that we picked because that would have been really, really hard.
transparent red. If you didn't have it, right? Like, that was kind of where we decided
It would
to
be
do
tough. It would be tough to work with transparent red. So
Absolutely, Frigid.
I did alter it a bit.
multi-tool sucks.
But we picked the other one. See, that tool sucks, right?
It's only for cameras.
That's not how that works.
It literally is only for camera parts.
It's not.
That's
not.
why it's tooled the way
He
it
said
is.
it was great in emergencies.
It is.
It
because
is
most of
literally
my
the worst tool
emergencies-
for emergency. You
most
would be
of
dead.
most
Whatever
of my
emergency you're in
emergencies-
just claimed your life. 'cause
Most
that
of
tool,
my emergencies are camera related on set. That's
your
why you
life
have that.
is really, really good if all of your emergencies are
There we
camera
go.
related.
That is good.
Unless it's that one's falling on your head
That's
all the
I know.
time.
I have my real multi tools for these things, Jason.
Well, they weren't here
They
when I
weren't.
needed them.
Why you? You know what? You give me so much crap for touching your stuff. Why were you touching my multi tool?
Everything in this building is mine.
Not that. That's literally mine.
Well, then you should take it with you every day.
No, I'm not doing that.
You don't get to just leave stuff here and then say, "Oh, it's mine."
Forbidden Coffee Miniatures. Greetings from my hotel room at IPMS.
International Plastic Modelers Society.
Trying to finish up one of my entries, about to fire up the airbrush. Nice.
Awesome. Well, I mean, awesome. Awesome that you're there. Not quite as awesome that you're still working on your stuff, but I hope it goes well.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. I get it. Burning
that midnight oil to get the product done.
Those are little battery. What size battery are those, Gabe?
They're
Oh my goodness, how many?
3 of them,
3?
and they're LR44s.
Oh, okay, yeah,
3 batteries for the therapist?
yeah, dude.
I guess that's cheaper than real therapy.
Amen, brother. Frigid says, "Hey, Jason.
Frigid.
Next time I'm there, could I borrow, in quotes, permanently some stuff from Chris's desk that you own?"
You got to watch that Frigid guy. He stole my rust.
Well, we technically and legally gave it to him. Legally, technically.
Yes, the answer is yes. Frigid's coming Friday to Hobby with me.
Nice.
And because I have started this thing where on Fridays I open it up for people to come hobby.
Sure.
And Frigid has said he will. And so
Nice.
Frigid will be here hobbying with me on Friday. And yes, Frigid, you can have access to Chris's entire desk.
You could if you'd like. Just don't press any of the buttons on the ATEM. That's all I ask. You can do whatever else you want, just not that one. That's okay. I have a built-in button for that.
He has a reset button,
I do have a reset button.
which is super smart, by the way.
I have to. Just
I've
in
hit it
case.
before and it works.
That's right. It gets you back to neutral.
It really did.
I do my job.
Well,
I swear to goodness.
I mean,
Don't push the red giant button. I don't have one of those. I do have a nuke switch built into the stream.
what?
That's called the nuke switch. Like where it's like you do a process that turns on the switch to then turn on the stream, just in case.
What?
That's how we do it.
How complicated did you have to make this so that everybody can use it?
That's not complicated
It's like
at all.
it's like the
You just literally hit start streaming and
Yeah.
then you turn it on.
it's like the plastic cover over the big red button. You got to
Yeah,
remove the
that's
plastic
exactly
cover
what it
so that you
is.
can
Yeah,
push
yeah.
the big red button.
Yeah.
I-
Rather than the big red
When-
button just being out,
When
hanging out.
studios go live and broadcast, they have that nuke switch where they'll throw the plastic cover up and then they'll hit it. And then you're live to the world.
Yeah.
I'm turning on your switches. Slide whistle says, "What? Okay." Thank you, Wad. I have a rhyme to my reason, Jason.
I
I'm a very serious businessman.
I've
I keep it here all for chat.
I've lost my ability to pay attention.
I've lost my way.
I've lost my ability to pay attention
I was wondering
to
if anyone
anything
had.
Christopher said.
I was wondering if anyone had some advice for using dark silver color. I feel like the color is great, but I'm always have brushstroke textures with it, and I'm not mixing it enough? Question mark.
So brushstroke texture with acrylic paint or any paint for that matter is generally going to be caused, assuming that the paint is good, which in your case it's ours, so it is not enough moisture on your brush. Right, so and with metallic paints, this is doubly so because it has more solids in it. It has pigment like normal paint, but it also has mica flake, which makes it thicker. Not necessarily thicker if you're pouring it out, but it is even more viscous than the standard paints. But making sure that you have enough, like when I'm painting with metallics, I probably want enough moisture on my brush that if I come over here, notice how my brush strokes are allowing my skin to be shiny, but not have droplets pile up anywhere, right? That's what you're going to want. You want to be able to take the kind of moisture on your brush, wipe it on a paper towel, and then when you come over and wipe it on your hand, that it will create enough wetness to create shine on your hand, but not leave a droplet anywhere. That type of moisture will keep the paint flowing very well and keep you from having brushstroke texture to it and things like that. And that's really it. And every time you use your brush and apply the paint and your brush is starting to run out of paint, go back and rinse it real quick in your water and wipe it off and make sure it has that much moisture again. And you do that every time you load your brush. Don't load your brush and paint with it and then go back to the paint and try to paint with it again because your brush will be overly dry. If the brush is to the point where paint is not flowing off of it in a way that you can get enough paint on the model, you need to rinse it, put more moisture on it, then go get more paint, do it again. So I very rarely go clean, paint, model, paint. I never go back to the paint and then back to the model, or very, very rarely, only when I'm painting very, very thin. Normally you will rinse, get some paint, put it on the model. When it's done, rinse, get some paint, put it on the model. Keep doing that. And make sure that you're controlling the moisture on the brush between the rinse and getting the paint on the model part of that. You're always rinsing the brush and then wiping off enough moisture to have enough left to do what you're trying to do. So you might want to leave more moisture when glazing, less moisture when base coating, that kind of stuff. That'll fix it all. Because you shouldn't have any dry brush strokes at all.
And then going back up here, do you thin the paint or just the moisture on your brush? Thanks for the help. Thank you. Yeah.
For me, most of the painting that you see me doing here is just the moisture on the brush, even though I am thinning the paint with the moisture on the brush. I'll leave, like I said, I'll leave more moisture like when we're doing the non-metallic, like the gunmetal on this, when I would go through the stages of the different colors, or even when adding the yellow green on top of the dark camo green on the armor. I would go with the first layer being fairly thin. If Chris can put up the link to our Just Do This video, that kind of tells you a lot of how I paint and a good process for being able to paint anything that you come across. Because you do that first layer with more moisture on your brush, which thins the paint out more, lets you see through to the first layer that you're painting over, which gives you the beginning of your blend. Then when you run out of paint, you go back, and when you get your next amount of paint, you don't thin it as much. You leave less moisture on the brush, and then you continue to apply layers of paint that way with less and less moisture on the brush until you get to full opacity, and that's how you create your blend. I very rarely thin the paint on the palette. The paint on the palette I want to be just like it is out of the bottle most of the time, so that every time I go to the paint here, I know exactly what I'm going to get, and I just thin it as necessary by keeping more moisture or less moisture on the brush.
That link right there is the one he's talking about. That takes you to a landing page where it's on there and shows you all the paints and shows you the video that he's talking about. Light.
I told you.
So good, man.
I told you.
I've got my,
Later, Stan.
I've got my full, my 50 points done for War Machine.
Nice. You need 100.
I do need 100. I need to print out a couple more things.
You need to play with 100.
Then what else I've got right now? I've got, it's not heavy umber. No, there's no heavy umber, Danger Boy. That's hilarious, but there's no heavy umber. This is light umber, and then there's dark umber. But yes, here in about 15 minutes, we'll go over to the other side. We'll do some review today.
That's all I got. 15 minutes?
Well, there's 30. So 32 or something. Bright pale umber. Bright pale umber? I don't know about that one.
That's ivory.
Jason, how many models do you think you've painted so far this year?
This year?
Go check out our thumbnails.
Holy.
We could actually totally find that number out.
Well, I painted a lot outside of the stream too, though.
Oh,
so I don't know.
Well, yes, that's true. Outside of stream, that's different.
I don't know. A lot?
I would say over 100.
Easy.
Now, finished, that's a different story.
I used to like Chris.
Just saying what they're
It's
about
been a
to
long time since I liked Chris, but I used to like Chris. He used to help me out. He used to be my friend. He used to side with me.
say. I do side with you. I'm just giving the real, true facts. I have to be neutral.
You know what? It's funny, because even though this guy isn't finished, when I didn't have the stream on, I got a lot done.
Well, that is true, though. But that is true, right?
Well, streaming, we've always kind of, people ask us, like, how much longer it takes you when streaming to finish than it does when you're, painting by yourself. And I think streaming robs you of about half of your time, if not more.
Yeah, because we're answering questions. We sometimes do a demo.
Yeah, because we choose to, demo, and a lot of times we're painting not from a get it done perspective, but from a tutorial perspective, and really showing off what it is we're doing at any given time. And so you're painting with a little bit more deliberate nature on the delivery of content more than the getting it done part, because we do talk a lot. We talk a lot about not painting too. Well, we don't talk about not painting. We talk about things that are not.
We talk about
painting.
nerd stuff.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of stuff. Fart jokes.
I've never said
Chris's
one fart
mental
joke.
capacity.
Frigid says, what are the main video games that Chris, Gabe, and Jason are into right now?
I pretty much only play Path of Exile right now, and I don't do that a lot. I haven't really been into the video. Well, okay, I can't say that. Jen would laugh. I play quite a bit, but like the last couple of nights, I haven't done anything with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just have been kind of bored with it. I'm at the end game, and it is that point where I'm tired of things.
Yeah, it kind of hits that. Like you have to kind of be in the mood for the end game. Then you do a couple maps, and then you're done.
Yeah, I do a couple maps, and no matter how it goes, I'm pretty much finished.
What are you into right now, Gabe?
Don't tell Chris. Don't tell Chris. Nerds don't fart. What? We just hold it in? That's bad. That's even worse. Did you switch to PoE 1 for the new season? I was thinking about it last night, as a matter of fact, that I might go back to PoE 1 and start a new thing because the new season started over there. So I might do that. I still like PoE 1. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with any of that, so I just don't know what the classes are and what I might like. So I need to do some research to figure out what builds I might like. So we'll see.
Gabe's into lots of different games.
Gabe is literal game ADD boy.
Hello.
He'll be like, you know what game you ought to try is this one, and then by the time you've bought it, he's like, oh, we're not playing that anymore.
That's true.
What game are you into?
Nothing right now.
You were nothing right now?
No, I bought a little game to play right before I left.
Yeah, you're into that one. What's it called?
This is a little game called Go-Go Town.
Go-Go Town, yeah.
But,
oh,
it was fun for a couple days.
Oh,
and then I left.
no.
But for me, it's the routine that gets, because of how, like, we go to so many shows or travel that, like, I'll get really into a game, then I'll have to leave.
Oh, and then
for an extended period of time, and then it's like I'm detoxing.
Yeah, from the game.
From just like trying to hit the dopamine of like just playing a game.
That usually gets me more excited about coming back to it when it's something, especially something like PoE. Like when I went to the Adepticon barbecue and all that, I was getting a little bit tired of it. But then as I was gone, I started thinking in terms of, oh, but you know what? What if I did this to my build? You know, what if I switched some of my strength nodes to dexterity and treated it like a dex build instead, and came home and tried that, up my DPS, and now I'm bored with it again. So
I've been playing Classic League.
Yeah.
But I've stopped as of late. We played it this weekend for a bunch just to give it a whirl. And it was really fun.
I feel like whenever I go to shows, though, I always come back a lot more excited to play board games.
Well, yeah, the hobby.
Yeah,
you get the
100%.
hobby bug.
I've been hobbying a bunch, actually, to be totally honest. I have not been playing a lot of video games.
Yeah. We got
Me
back
too.
And, just played games.
Zinvaded says, for anyone looking to order Zinvaded from our website, put Monument in the additional delivery information section, and I'll include a free miniature with the order.
What?
Sweet!
Whoa!
That's
What?
dope, dude!
All right, check it out, folks.
Whoa!
Check it out. We did not ask for this. This is big. Right now,
Nice.
if you want to get involved in this Invaded game, they're sticking it and taking one for the team and giving you a free mini. That's huge. Thank you so much, guys. That's great.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
I hope
That's
that we get a
super
lot of
cool.
interest in your game. The models are really cool.
We should probably include there on the. We could get you some. Yeah, that's cool.
For those of you who don't know and maybe joining in, and maybe you're here for the fart jokes, but I'm painting a model from a little indie creator in Texas, San Antonio to be exact, and they have made this game Zinvaded that I found out about at the Adepticon barbecue with Hank and the team from Adepticon. And we were playing other games, and this one was brought up to me as being a really cool little skirmish thing, indie skirmish game. I'm a big fan of games where I don't have to paint 50 million models because I have too much to paint. And so it's always nice when you can take a break and get a game on the table with painted minis with very low output, low time investment because of the amount of time it takes to paint, 3 models, because your warband is 3 models in this game, and versus like 50. And so we were talking about it, and then they had one on the table for the raffle up there, and so I grabbed it. And the models are dope. Obviously, this is a sergeant, and they are... But the world is based around this narrative where these aliens that are true to size. This is the size of the alien. They're like large beetles, right? So they're like 2.5, 3 inches tall. The heavies are, the big aliens in their world are are like, 3.5 inches tall. So these is life size for these aliens. They sent out a probe to Earth, and the probe crash landed, and it crash landed in the middle of like a gaming table.
Yeah.
And so it was busted up, and the data it was sending back to the homeworld about whether or not they could invade was based on the size of the miniatures on the table it landed on. And so these small creatures said, oh, we can take them. We have better technology. So they flew their invasion fleet to Earth, and when they got here, realized that the probe was wrong and that there are humans and these huge creatures, and so they had to kind of retreat. They couldn't invade, and now they've set up camp in the bottom of a Chinese takeout restaurant in the basement. And so the game comes in a Chinese takeout box. It's this cool narrative. It's totally fun. But that's why everything's 1-to-1 and why you see a die, like a 6-sided die, a 16mm 6-sided die on the thing, is because what I really love about it is you took the terrain aspect of setting up a narrative table and just said, you know what, screw it. You can play it on your kitchen table with literally all of the cereal boxes and stuff around, and it makes sense because these 3-inch tall aliens are trying to go get resources in your kitchen. They need bleach from under the sink because they use bleach to power their thing to get the radio working so they can call back to the homeworld and say, send more guys, right? And so it is like a very toy soldiers-esque thing where the stuff in your cabinets now becomes reality on the table. There's I was talking about it earlier. There is a keyword in some of the scenarios called people about. And the people about keyword or people around is a keyword in the scenario that means that if your guy, like let's say, my cup is a piece of terrain. If this is a piece of terrain on the board, if I finish my activation further than an inch away from a piece of terrain, any piece of terrain, I have to roll a d6, and on a 6, it means a human sees me, thinks I'm a bug, and squishes me, and you're removed from the game.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's like this big, oh no, that's part of the scenario that forces you to have to play the scenario different if that's the keyword. So it has some fun baked into it, even for, a 3-miniature scenario game.
Yeah.
So even though it is low model count, it has some real fun stuff. And it's kind of like I don't want to say a dumbed down, but it's like a simplistic BattleTech kind of a thing because the character sheets have got pips for their armor and their appendages.
Oh, really?
So you don't just like take a hit point; you actually do damage to locations and stuff.
That's
but it's
cool.
it seems very, it's not very crunchy. It's
Oh,
very
yeah.
quick to get
Yeah.
the rules in play. So I feel like they've done a great job on presenting a game that's refreshing and has some really cool stuff going on for it. So yes, this would be a great deal if they're offering you a free mini.
Yep.
And you can buy a 2-player starter set for like $70. You get 6 models already,
go hit 'em
plus
up.
the tokens and you get everything you need to play the game. The dice, the tape measure. I was blown away. It gives you pencils to mark on the data sheets. All the data sheets are printed out already. Yeah, it's all in the box. I was blown away. Great presentation to you guys, and I'm not blowing smoke. I have no skin in this game. They're not paying us to say any of this. They didn't know us from Adam until I said, hey, I'm going to be painting your stuff on our stream. We'd love to have
they
you
didn't
stop
send this
by
to you.
and
You just picked it up.
tell our people because it's just a fun game from a cool indie manufacturer here in the States. We love supporting small companies in our hobby that are doing fun stuff, and I think this is really fun.
Drop this called Zinvaded. It's right there, that link right there. Good stuff. Big Mike says I ordered mine. Bug says I ordered too soon, but Zinvaded's like included one, so that's really nice of you.
Yeah,
That's super cool.
See, that's why we like independent manufacturers. There's a big community. There's lots of cool customer service things, and people who believe in what they do are the people we support. So
That's dope.
thank you, Zen team.
Yeah,
That's
hit
great.
that link right there. Takes you right to their site. Good stuff.
I want to, before we do the review, I want to get the transparent brown on these pouches. So
Oh yes, I love that workup. What are the materials of the model made from?
resin, they're
Resin.
3D printed resin, but they are very, very good. Whereas we've been struggling with some of the War Machine models, because they've been very fragile. These have been fantastic. Number one, they're chonky, right? So they've done a really good job with the design, knowing that, when you're 3D printing, having a bulky model is going to be much better because there's less brittle nature to it. I mean, I've dropped these, but they're big chonky resin pieces. And the detailing on them is fantastic. I'm having a blast painting it. The sculpts are, like I said, they're very organic feeling. They have a lot of really neat soft edges, a lot of open panels where you can do like weathering on them. They just have a really neat old school sci-fi, and they said like 80s cartoon feel, and they nailed it, right? Got big rotary cannon on their heavy trooper. You get basically in this 2-player starter, which was the save 'em and the kill all, is a sniper, a sergeant, and a heavy, and you get 2 sets of those, and the sculpts are totally different. So both the heavies are different. So you get 6 individual sculpts; they're not repeats. So you get 2 heavies, 2 snipers that are totally different, and 2 sergeants that are totally different.
That'll be cool to see.
So really neat setup. And the models are all great. And the scale is really cool, right? Because, you're talking about these guys being bigger than Primaris Marines.
Yeah.
Right? So your standard guy is very chunky. So it's really fun to put paint on because it gives you a lot of room to work your details.
That's what Bugs was just saying. They look very painter-friendly.
They're very painterly. I don't know if that was intended, but they are very painterly, and that's one of the first things I glommed on and wanted to jump it in on the stream and show it because I think you get to do a lot of work as a painter because it's not just filled with overly detailed crap. There's not 50 mini rivets or 80,000 skulls or pouches and packs and too much stuff. It really lets you play with color and have the color stand out.
Oh, yeah, Frigid. That would be fun.
Really
Excited
good job
to see
on
what
all
Heather
that.
does with hers. Maybe she'll do a girly pop. Yeah, that's awesome. They're cool.
All right, so I'm going to do some transparent brown real quick like. Somehow.
Zinvade says there's a hardback rule book that is totally not necessary for the rules, as all the rules are in the tiny rule book in the box. I just had one more room for explanation.
I saw that when I went to your site and looked, and I was like, I wish I would have known about that. That's great.
That's the story part too, I bet.
Yeah, because I bet they're doing it the old school way, where your rule book is less about the rules and more about just expanding the universe and having fun with it, which is awesome.
Good stuff.
I saw that on the site. So
202
Big
pages
Mike.
of Zinvaded awesomeness.
Big Mike said also told my gaming group about this game. Nice.
Good. Spread the word. Indie gamers unite.
Good stuff.
Let's make them blow up.
Yes, everybody, we're going to be switching over to the review.
Transparent brown. Lots of moisture on my brush.
Oh.
What this does is it allows the brown to be ultra see-through. Transparent brown, already pretty see-through, but you can see with the olive flesh and the light umber, dark umber workup that I do, the transparent brown going over that gives us the kind of beat-up leather feel instantaneously on there.
Yeah, look at that.
Right? It lets my olive flesh detailing show through, but it sinks it back into the leather.
Yep.
So that you see I have very high contrast that doesn't make sense. Why did you go dark brown, mid brown, and then this almost white? Well, the reason is when I put the transparent brown over the top of it, it drags all that olive flesh back down into the midtones and makes it look like that leather that was worn, but, with hand oil and everything, really doesn't have a lot of variation of color. It just has that texture to it. And this is how we do that very, very quickly. This can become a very simple workup for you on leather stuff that is literally just paint 3 colors really fast and then put a transparent over the top. It's not a wash. It's not flowing over the surface. It's only staying where I paint it. But it's having that same effect of filtering over the top of these other browns that really drives it home and gives you a really good coloring. I've shown this off on stream thousands of times. Every time I do, people come in and are like, oh my God, that's great. And so it's never a bad technique to try.
Gabe, you want to read this for me on your screen over there? Read that for the people. Right into the microphone. This is from Papa Chicken. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
At Monument Hobbies. Today, I learned that this year, all the horses at the Kentucky Derby are direct descendants of Secretariat. I think that's how you say that.
Secretariat, yes.
Secretariat. Worst case of nepotism I've ever heard of.
Nepotism.
See, Papa Chicken?
Nepotism.
I help you.
Do I have to take the head off this chicken again?
Yikes.
Because I will do it.
We won't do that ever again.
Because I will do it. And there you go. Dries matte. Gives us an amazing leather pouch look.
Good stuff.
Boom, done. Well, not done. I still have a lot to do on this guy. All I've done is I put a lot of base coats on him. I started before stream just getting the gray, the warm gray on the pressure suit, and then the black for all the pressure suit joints and gloves and stuff so that we have the color separation, and now I'm really starting to dig it. It really makes the green pop when we get rid of the red oxide that was all over the sleeves. So now you really have the green that stands out. It makes the metallic gunmetal on the gun stand out. The little bits that I've done in metallic, like the handgun, I need to go back and brighten the handgun up a little bit. But the contrast on the helmet and stuff. So now all of our colors really start to come alive. And really fun model. I'm enjoying it.
I'm switching over to the...
He's forcing me to not paint.
I'm switching
Stop!
over.
Don't! Quit!
switching over to the hold.
I'm buying some models.
Ha! Gabe's over here shopping.
There it is.
I had to get some.
Okay. So, here's how it works.
It's like,
I'm sitting here, you're painting this cool thing, and I'm like, I gotta buy some now.
you know, Gabe's at work. So I just want you to know how fun it is to work at Monument Hobbies. You get to come here and buy models. What did you buy?
I'll go back.
What'd you get? What'd you
So-
get? Show me.
I got.
Show me. I want to see what
Oh
you
my
got,
gosh,
Gabe.
Leave. Okay, so I'm gonna get the Terra. Oh, it's gonna.
Oh, you're buying individual models?
I'm buying individual models because I don't know if it comes in a set. Maybe I just didn't find it. But I'm buying the shocker bug,
Okay.
the Tankrantula,
Oh my God, so good.
and then I don't remember the name of the other guy, but it's not a walker,
Okay, cool.
and he can ride the Tankrantula.
What?
Yeah, I'm very excited about
It
it.
sounds like he's metagaming.
So
Like it literally sounds like Gabe just decided that I'm going to buy the filthiest list
I wasn't
possible.
going to, and then it said rides a Tankrantula. I'm like, well, I have to. I have to get the one that rides the spider, right?
That's true.
I feel you.
Come on.
All right, here we go.
Why
So,
not?
I feel you.
July
Chris is telling us to get on
Discord
track.
challenge.
It's true.
Environmental lighting.
Chris is telling us that we have to do the thing. Hi, Chris.
You will dance.
Hi, Chris.
For the people. Hey,
Hey, Chris, have we told you how much we respect and thank and really appreciate you and the work that you do around here lately?
no.
Oh, good.
Where's
terrible.
Jason?
So terrible.
Here we go. Environmental lighting. There are 33, so basically we're going to go through these for a little bit. So we might not get to your painting questions right away, but
Oh, is my mic really high? Yeah,
Oh,
this
let me-
mic's really high. It's probably Jen or somebody on it.
try that now. I think that's better.
How about now? Sorry. I have the loudest voice in the... No, you need to back it down until we're just in the red. Perfect. That's better. Much better. I literally have the loudest voice.
Anyway, here we go. So
Yay Cat's asking about Parabellum Conquest. What about it? Lovely. Lovely.
we love that. We love them.
I paint a lot of that in my spare time right now.
Yay, Cat, don't know. When you just say something with a question mark, that doesn't help us. You tell us what you want to know. Here we go. Red Xenos. Here we go. Gabe
Holy.
and... Jeez.
Yeah, that's really cool.
All right.
Amen,
Red
brother.
Zyphos.
My Kyle, my man.
Red Zyphos, like hammering it home right out of the gates, right?
This is great. Do you have it up on your computer, Gabe, or are you still
No,
shopping?
do you have it? Can you send it to me?
Ask
It's right
Alex.
there.
Well, I could look at it here too.
Oh, that is true. This is dope.
I like it. This is a very like directed sunlight type scene, right?
Yeah.
Because the rock and the grass put me outside, or what I recognize as outside. I have a deep shadow to the rear and a brighter light from the front. So this could be like walking out of a cave is the idea that I get, because there's very little light to the rear. So there's some sort of a glow, like I said, coming out the mouth of a cave or something like that. It gives a really good feel. I like this a lot. The spotlight effect works very well when you do it this way.
Yeah.
The lighting seems to be just kind of like daylight, so I'm going to go with that. Like I said, I think like kind of walking out into a cave is the feel I get from it. So good. Yeah, good
Nice stuff.
investment in that lighting.
Dyslexic Mini Painter.
For those of you that don't know, the July challenge was environmental lighting. The thing that I gave everybody is that a lot of times I am looking for narrative storytelling. I'm looking for people to use paint in a way that evokes emotion on the model, so that you can hand your model to somebody and have it generate a lot of questions from the person viewing it without you having to guide them through it by word. Imagine that you leave a model on a table. You want somebody to come and form an opinion of the story about that model without you being there telling them what it is. And to become a better painter, the closer you can get to where all of your models tell that story without you being there, the better your presentation will be. So it isn't necessary to tell a very in-depth story all the time, but it's always necessary to tell a story. And most of that can be done through lighting, like this, where we see the way that a model is lit, where there's darkness, where there's brightness, things of that nature. All right, so what's this one? Dyslexic Mini Painter.
That's right.
Having a hard time with this one. Where's my main light? I have like a light coming from below, maybe?
I think so.
kind of from below. Is this what is it on? Is that like a tree? Is that bark?
I think.
Or is that just like a void in the background?
Shailene, how you doing? We're just like mini painter. I saw you. Where's the light coming from on this one?
I see a lot of light at the bottom of the tail.
Maybe right here, like moonlight.
I see a lot of light. We're brighter at the bottom of the tail and bottom of the wings.
Oh yeah, right.
So
here.
I have kind of an uplight, right?
Yeah.
I need to know more about what it is that I'm looking at on the background because I feel like that's part of the story. I see this swirl.
Yeah, there's light here. Looks like there's light coming here, here, and here.
Yeah, because I like the idea of what I'm seeing, but the colors aren't translating well on my screen, so it might just be the photograph. Remember, I can only talk about what I can actually see, but I can tell contrast.
Corner. Oh, okay. Yeah, moonlight. Gotcha.
Moonlight.
Okay.
Gotcha. I see it from there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like that. I like the presentation here. I think that something that's rad with this vertical dragon, when I think of models being at this geometric presentation, right? Because the dragon's neck is back, looking over his back and down. I like the idea of the light coming from below almost. If you've got moonlight from up at the right is rad. Think about this model and the way it presents itself, that this could be something where there's burning fire of the town it just blew up from behind. So it's landed on wherever it is, and imagine there being like a flame color coming up from the bottom that is, because you can imagine this dragon looking back over its shoulder, looking at all the damage it wrought. You know, it's like Smaug looking back at Lake Town as it burns, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. A lot of times the model can direct you and give you a bunch of that story on its own.
Right. Okay. Cool. Tech Elf.
Okay.
So I cheated and looked at a lot of these before while they were posting them. And this one made me chuckle because I don't know if they were intentionally doing this, but did you ever hear the is the dress blue or is it yellow thing?
Oh,
you remember that?
2 pictures of it or something
it was the same picture, but because of the lighting, it made it seem like depending on your eyes.
I remember the talk about it. I don't know that I ever saw the picture.
It was like white or blue, and that made me think of this. It was like
yeah, interesting.
Is it white or is it
a
blue?
yellow dress? Tech
Anyways,
Badger.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I like this as we look at the two photos juxtaposed left and right. Right, the direct on left, direct on right photo, and I get the kind of bronzy color on the right, and I get the or on her left, and then on her right the blue.
Yeah.
The transition between the colors is a little misleading. Probably not the right term. I'm having a hard time understanding the transition between the two colors because I get kind of blue full stop, and then it just ends, and then I get the bronze. So there's almost like on the cloth a stop-start line. So I would want to know more from Tech Elf, like what was the concept here? Is it lighting that is orange, lighting that is blue, kind of both that you were thinking about doing? One of the things that you'll need to do when expressing light like this is remember to push your lighting color towards its brightest form on the highlights, which on this left shoulder pick with the bronzy orange is a beautiful color, by the way. This kind of burnt orange bronzy color is fantastic.
Super pretty.
The way it's applied on the sidelong where I can't see any of the blue is fantastic. Like that's a great color workup. And as I can see, like going around the cloth and around the drape of the cloth on the floor, I can see the blue kind of starting to work its way in.
Yeah.
So on that shot where I'm seeing the left side of the body, it works really well because it gives me just that halo of blue, like there's moonlight coming in a window and I'm inside a candle-lit, building where we don't have electricity. So I get that kind of warm orange and that feel of there's no light bulbs or fluorescence or things. And then the blue along the bottom, you see it at the hem of the way that the fabric pools on the floor.
Yeah.
And you get that blue right around the hem. That starts to work, right? That is telling me a story. Then when I look at the front-on picture, I lose that story because I'm just seeing this blue and such an impressive blast of blue. So now it makes me think that maybe the orange light is taking over from the blue being the color of the fabric. Is Tech Elf here?
Yeah, I haven't seen Tech Elf. Tech Elf, I saw you earlier today, but
So
you might
that
not
would
be here.
be the question I have is what's the intention with the color of the dress, and let me know that. You can do it if you're watching this after the fact, Tech Elf. Let me know in Discord or something like that, because I would really like to know what the intent was behind this so I can help guide it a little bit better. I'm going to tell you, though, this coloring on that orange bronzy is fantastic. The way that the monochromatic skin to the fabric and that color has been displayed off of this far right picture, the way we're looking at it, but her left side, phenomenal. Great job on all of that. I just want to know now where the move to the blue, what's the idea with the move to the blue and all that. But yeah, there's some great work done here. It just needs a little bit more explanation for me to push it along.
Reason
Okay.
91.
Okay. All right. So first off, what grabs me here is we have that kind of sepia tone across the whole thing. Remember we did the sepia challenge a long time ago?
Yeah.
Right? This is a great one that would have been fantastic for the sepia challenge. The sepia challenge is like that make that Old West picture.
Yeah.
Right? Like you go sit down and they put you in the clothes like you're in the Battle of Tombstone or something like that. And they just wash it out with the sepia so that the chemicals take the black and white and put a filter on it. This is great monochromatic filtering. So it is, from an environmental standpoint, the way I would look at this is that it's kind of, because it's that pirate, I feel like maybe this is in like a pirate cove with,
docks at sunsets.
Like Pirate Cove where sunset's occurring and we get the really, really diffused warm sunlight through the into the cloud days. It really is telling a good story. I would want to see more dramatic shadows if that was the case. I want to see long shadows because we're at the end of the day. I want to see a lot more juxtaposition with contrast of like her and the shadow on the deck, the pole behind her, things like that. I can see some of it.
I believe that they called it Sunrise Bounty.
Okay. Awesome.
I think it's sunrise.
Well, either way, we would want long and more contrast on the shadows. If you look at that middle picture, you see the pole, you see the bird, you see the shadow that the bird is going and the sliver of light between that. I just want to see more contrast there.
Yeah.
Boom, right? Because I'm seeing the setup. It looks great. And the coloring is fantastic. So this is a really good job. I get the feel that of what you were going for.
Oh.
And again, remember, my comments are not always spot on because your photo is all I can go on. So if you look at your model and you say, I don't know what this crackhead's talking about, I have tremendous amounts of contrast, then just know you did it right. I'm just going with sometimes the camera unbalances what you've done through its exposure settings, but that's what I'm seeing, and it's fantastic, so good job.
Tech Elf says it was a blue dress.
Blue dress, go back. So blue dress, and we're putting warm light on the blue dress.
Yeah, so some light from like over here.
Okay, so I need to see more of the blue in the shadows, right? So see how all of our shadows in that right-hand picture still fall to the orange, right?
Yeah, like there's not enough in here.
Yeah, I see some.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying.
But like around the butt area, I'm not seeing as much blue in the shadows. So we want to have the light just be where the light can get. And as the light starts having a hard time getting into recesses, those recesses become the color that it really is. And sometimes less so. It won't be bright blue in there. It'll be just a very dark blue. So again, you might have more of that here than I'm seeing, but I think that's where I'm kind of lacking. Same on the skin. Like is she have a breastplate?
Looks like it.
I feel like maybe she has a breastplate. I can't tell on the model if that's the case because we have that, again, that warm light that washes across her chest area, but her face still has a lot of like Caucasian-style skin tone. So I'd want to see some of the warmth there, right? The left arm, and that picture on the left arm has got that yellowish glow, and then I kind of see it a lot across the chest, and I just am kind of losing where the light and not light is happening.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's really just a matter of making sure you extend the blue. I always talk about this. Like we got asked yesterday, and we get asked a lot when applying OSL, which is really what we're talking about. And every time we paint light, it's OSL. It's just most of the models we paint like they're outside in daylight. Yeah. And that OSL is just what we call light and shadow, right? But we're painting OSL all the time. The OSL is just the sun is the object that is the source lighting. And we're used to painting contrast on models based on what we know from our world around us of the sun and how it creates shadows at 10 and 2 and all that time, right? So we're already doing it. We're just maybe not doing it as high contrast as a light source that gets closer to the body, which is what we do for OSL a lot of times is a glowy orb, some magic event, fire, whatever it is. But what we have to remember, and in painting technique, a lot of times think in terms of if you had painted the model, and I don't know what technique you use, Tech Elf, but I like to say that paint the model with the entire dress blue, the skin, whatever the color of the skin would be, and then you go in and you layer your light color over the top with things like a dusting of white. You know, imagine finishing the model, and as scary as it sounds, the model's done to a detail level, highest level you've ever painted, and then you zenithal it with white, right? Because if you do a light dusting with white over your model from the angle of your OSL, like here off the top of the left shoulder, right? So this is like that standard 2 o'clock lighting. So you paint this model with blue dress, skin, metal, everything you've got on the character, and then you take it and you zenithal it with a dusting of white from the lighting source level. And so now you have this beautifully painted model that you've ruined with white on it. That's what you have to be able to think about doing. You don't have to do it that way, but you have to think about it happening that way, so that white then falls on the model. It can't get into the shadows because it's physical paint. It won't go into the recesses. Just like zenithal lighting leaves black where you can't get the paint to go. Same thing with the OSL. Then you filter over the top of that with the color that you're doing for your light. And as you do that, now that white becomes the color, but it still sits over the top of the blue dress in this case. And that would be a better setup for getting it going. Then you do all the hard work, which is going in with your brush and tidying up where it needs to be more or less of one or the other with glazes and such. But I think that's the only thing we're missing here is a little bit better transition of light to color of the dress. Light is not a hard object, so it doesn't have start-stop lines unless it's like a very bright spotlight effect where it will give you immediate contrast because it's so intense that your eye can't see the transition from the intensity of blowout white of a spotlight on somebody to where it starts going through grays to black. It just looks like white and black because it's too intense.
Cool. Then let's go right here. I'm going to keep going. The next one, Lumberjack
Timbo.
Ooh.
Timbo, I love this.
This looks great.
Yeah, number one, really great model. I like the Minotaur kind of thing is really bitching. But that uplighting, right? That kind of greenish yellow uplighting. Juxtaposed again, this is kind of like the cave thing that we saw on the first model, right? We've just got lack of lighting on the other side. There might be a little bit of an afterglow of something else, moonlight or whatever. So this could be, by a magical fire or an alchemical desk or something. And then we've got that kind of greenish upglow or that yellow upglow that's giving a greenish glow against the fur. Great job. Great job. The angle of the lighting is done very well. I've got really good shadowing going from the center of the nose or the muzzle coming out, and then great shadowing over on the left side of the face where I still have got some light across the brow. But then we go into this grayish, bluish shadow on the opposite side. Really good study here. Yeah. Tim, great job.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really great job.
Really cool.
I dig it.
Jasher. Again, kind of like Tim's, right? This is a very similar deal where we've got kind of a warm yellowish light. What is this figure? This thing is crazy.
It's very,
it's
Elder
wild.
Scrolls.
Like, this is nutsos, right?
Yeah,
like, is that a tongue?
Yeah.
What is
I
this?
So.
It's crazy.
What? I don't want to meet this
at the
thing.
back of the
I don't want to meet this weird insectoid crazy. I don't want anything to do with whatever this
Looks
is.
like one of those
fairy? Giant mutant mosquito.
Yeah, right. It does feel. It has like mosquito-y vibes. It's a weird thing, man. But it has hands and a sword.
Give me the vibe of something where it's like going to be
a mosquito. This side doesn't need the sword.
Yeah.
Right. That's what makes it even more scary. It's like, why is the sword there? Right? No, this is great. But again, that warm light kind of done in a spotlight vibe, right? Because notice the warm light doesn't go down to the ground. So that means it's more direct on. It means like you kind of opened the door and walked in with your torch and then woke this thing up. Right? Because the light from my torch is just going through and not hitting everything in the room. And it's like, we have made a mistake. It's kind of the vibe I get here.
Uh-oh.
Because the light doesn't reach all the way down to the ground. Notice how the light blends out right underneath the character and then up to the wings. So it has a very spotlight effect to it. Right. This means that we can trace the geometry of the light back to almost like we were standing in front of this thing. Right. And shining a flashlight on it. This is very horror show. Whoop. Yeah. I like it. Great one. Mothman and Alien Queen had a baby. I don't like it.
Ooh, Haley, nice.
Hi, Haley.
Look at all of the reflected water on this.
Oh.
Yeah. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the environmental lighting right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, because it doesn't follow the scales. At first glance, from the distance, it just looks like where the scales would be, but it doesn't follow a good pattern. So yeah, now I'm understanding it because it goes across the scales in the top too, and then goes right into the bottom. Great job on this. I think on some of these, find a way to where they intersect to brighten it up. Don't keep the pattern exactly the same. One of the things is where you have the ripples of the water coming together and the light that it's reflecting is that the amplitude increases where you have them intersect. So you'll find a little bit of a brighter light right where those lines cross.
Right.
It may be showing that. I see a little bit of peaking of color on like the base, but I love this. This is very brave. This is a great thing to do. This is that the alligator underwater. Yeah. We can't fill the scene with resin. We can't create the water. We just want to give it the vibe of being underwater by doing that because it's shallow water where the peaks and waves on the water as it ripples are what are causing that reflection down below, right? Because those peaks are reflecting light. That light is brighter and is shining down and reflecting on everything beneath it. I love it. I love the way you've kept the pattern across the top of the crocagator. I don't know what this is.
Great.
Most of the crocodiles and alligators I hang out with don't have back ridges like that, so I'm going to say it's a crocagator.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. There's a story behind lightning bug.
Oh, somebody was responding
Tangrantula
to it.
and Wingnut. Oh, okay, gotcha. The 3 model. Oh, no, that's what
I ordered.
Wingnut is a fly that lost her legs in a battle with the Zen. Oh, so she's one of the bugs.
Terras.
The Terras, right?
Yep.
And Tangrantula is a spider that normally eats a fly, is being a fellow Terra, sacrificed herself to save Wingnut. Okay. Lightning Bug found them, and being the inventor, he has rebuilt them both as walking weapons for the Terra faction. Tank and Wingnut are now the best friends. Oh, the fly rides the spider.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me it was a fly. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a fly.
Oh, that's right.
I just knew it was in a walking.
Oh, that's really
thing.
cool. So
Nice.
it got like Frankenstein back together, and now they're best of buds.
Yeah, I like that.
Having this kind of narrative around the characters is very cool.
Yep,
very cool.
That's sick. I'm
Very,
glad
very
I
cool.
almost didn't get the lightning bug because I was like, I don't know if it's not my favorite of the 3. But now that you said that story, I'm so glad I got all 3.
Nice.
Did he buy the hardest list to beat? Because that's what Gabe does.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I feel like that's what he does.
I never do that.
I feel that's what he does.
I
and
buy
then
what
Jordan
I think is
will
fun
do it too.
Jordan does do that. We'll throw him.
I just have whatever came in the box.
This is really cool.
I just have whatever came in the box.
General
This one's
Ginkgo.
great. This one is great. This is the bust of the. I don't remember what the record's called, but it's one where he's in the insane asylum with a straight jacket, and the album cover has got a really good OSL effect on it because it has like the shadow from the bars on the window across the whole thing, so it looks like he's in the padded prison. So this is fantastic. That's the only thing that I wish you had here, only because I know it, and I don't know if on the album cover the bars go across Eddie's face or chest or whatever, but I would have loved to have seen a very dark shadow across him with a cross on it to make it look like the window frame or the bars on the window. But that's just me personally. It doesn't ruin the scene at all. But this is great. Again, much like the last couple that we've seen, that warm light from outside coming into a cool place and giving us that reflection. Great job on this.
Yeah.
General Ginkgo, fantastic work.
And that freehand, too, on that plinth is crazy.
That's a sticker.
Is it? I don't know, man.
That's a sticker.
If Ginkgo's here, I'd love to hear, but...
No,
That's
I
a
think
sticker.
Ginkgo might be working. I think it
cool,
looks
though.
3D printed. Maybe it's not, though.
It's great. Ginkgo blows our mind every time. Yeah, Ginkgo always blows our mind. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is Fury and the Howling Commandos, right, from MCP.
Yes.
These are the Howling Commandos, although that's Fury Senior, they call him now. I don't know how that happened, but
it's resin, but that came with it. Oh, okay, got it.
This freaking middle picture is amazeballs, right? So that middle photo is what I'm going to assume is the money shot.
Yeah.
Right? You just look at the environment of stuff blowing up around the Howling Commandos. So I know the story of the Howling Commandos. So this hits home for me.
Yeah.
Right? I grew up with the old Fury and the Howling Commandos, and then with Captain America and that whole legend of 70s comics and stuff, right? 60s, 70s stuff. And so these really, really tell that comic book flair of just blowing up everything around them, and they're fighting through it, and so all of this light around them is just explosions and everything. So great work on that. That center picture is great. The orangish red down at the ground, the more yellow from the explosions up around the torso and the body and stuff. Same with the picture on the right where we've got the glow off to his left shoulder and Fury's back. Great contrast and stuff blowing on everything. Very, very good. This is really indicative of kind of comic book contrast with your color that you've done here. And this is great. I love it. Right?
Super cool.
It's funny because it only really doesn't work on the photo on the left where all you have is the color of the light. But he showed all the sides of the model. But
that was a good way to shoot
the two shots that are the money shots tell the whole story, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. That one in the middle is just great. Just absolutely great.
Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah, really, really cool. And showing that is not, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but that looks like a workup that was done fairly quick, where the color application was done a little loose, and maybe with the airbrush as a setup, and then going back in and color filtering over it and all that. But you've got like your shadow colors. You can tell on Fury, you've got your shadow color and your green are very contrasty there because of the way the light is hitting it and all that. So there's some really cool work done here that I'm hoping you were able to really find your way in your sketching of how your light went very quickly, because that's the way it feels, is that you kind of just had played with it and had fun, which is awesome. I love this.
Sensei Baka.
Sensei. Well, number one, great lighting direction here. I'm going to say that I'm going to call this one out and be that this is kind of our standard lighting scheme, although my caveat to this is that the leg looks like we have a very we lack a lot of color on the right leg down low. It goes to almost black armor. So if the intent here was that the armor is normally black and there's a blue light on it that's giving the blue sheen to everything else, I think we need...
yeah.
That's what I'm going to question, because you look at the legs where the light is, the torso and the gun and everything shadow the legs. So the legs are almost in like pure black. So you can think that this is like a Raven Guard or something where the armor's black, and then I get the blue on the torso. I think we need to direct, if that's the case, you want to pick a direction of lighting that doesn't just split it from upper torso to bottom torso, because it makes it look like it's intentionally blue, like blue armor, black armor. It was mud? Okay, gotcha. Oh, mud coming up from the ground on the leg. Gotcha. All right, cool.
So more from the top, I see. It's the blue, like so, it's the blue up top. Like, I think that's where the light is coming from.
Yeah, and I
like
would.
this,
I'm seeing it as I look at it. It feels like it does pull a little towards our right, his left, because I'm seeing like that right shoulder plate has a little less of the blue on it, just kind of at the tip and all that. Yeah, I can see it. All right.
I think that's where you're going. What you're going with, Sensei. So correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think on something like this where you're doing something that's a darker armor, when you're putting the light, you need to be able to kind of overcompensate for that darkness on the black so that you really get the idea of the directionality of it. You may be seeing it different because, again, black is going to be the hardest thing for the camera to pick out any other contrast on.
It's a tough one.
It's going to really make the camera work. So if the blue is showing as a very directional blue for you, on the photo, it's just a little harder for me to tell, but we found our way to the story. I really like it. And I do love the fact that the material on the base is coming up onto the legs.
Yeah. Game Delay said it seems nighttimey to me, and that's what
Night
Sensei
moon,
Buck said.
yeah.
Night.
Yeah.
I think I would love to have seen another photo on another angle to really give that emphasis on, because I'd be curious to see what the back of it is. If it's that same like really dark color, then that would really make me feel like it's at night, right? And like if during the day the light's hitting the ground and still lighting a bit of you up, but if it's at night, I mean, it would just be super dark.
Yeah, and try with your highlights when you're doing edge highlighting. The one that I'll pick out is look at his right arm holding the hilt of the flamer and that elbow pad. That elbow pad has an edge highlight that goes around the entire top of it. Keep your highlighting towards your light source dramatically, and try not to extend much highlighting into where you want your darkness on the armor to be at first, and then do it with a darker color if you feel like you need to bring details out on the dark side of the model. You really want to overemphasize all of the highlights directly facing your light, and then not extend them around to the rest of the model as dramatically as you normally would for regular painting, because that one elbow pad and arm over there has the edge highlighting go back around into where we wouldn't have that light, so it over amplifies the intensity of the light and kind of lessens the effect.
Nice. Cool. Tacano
nailed it.
Super cool.
Yeah, it's all I got to say. You nailed it. This is awesome. This is, again, a good uplight, right? Because we've got fire on the ground or, peering over a cliff at a burning city or something like what we were talking about with the dragon. The lighting coming up from underneath, being that orangish yellow, is always going to give me the feel of fire. So this is the campfire moonlight scenario that a lot of people like, because we're bringing in that, especially with the ultramarine, is fantastic, and the limited color palette. So you've got that, if the fire goes out, we know what we're going to see. We're going to see that monochromatic blue moonlight kind of feel, right? That Hollywood moonlight, right, where they put the filter over the camera to make you think it's at night.
Yeah,
I always get a kick when I watch the behind the scenes and they film it in daylight and they put a night filter over it with blue to make you think it's at nighttime, and yet it was filmed in full sunlight. And so, but this looks great because, again, you get that uplighting. We get enough of the lighting to feel the color of the skin almost peeking out, but then going away into darkness from the blue moonlight. So great job. This is a tried and true way to do it. This is a great one to practice if you're working on busts or things and you want to practice that light. I've seen a lot of you doing it. The Space Marine in the blue moonlight is great. When we start thinking in terms of doing this, you just want to be able to bring the reason this one works so well is you have such a high contrast in color and temperature of the colors. So the light of the fire being warm, oranges, yellows, reds, depending on how you want it, glowing coals or raging fire. Then the blue is going to give you that cool and warm that plays really, really well with setting up in the human brain what we're looking at. So again, like on that Space Marine, maybe a little bit of warmth from the back and the cool from the other side then kind of sets it up. When he was carrying a flamer, having that little punch of bright warmth on the flamer is really rad. So same game here. I really love it. And this is just pulled off very well. Notice that against a white background, we're still being able to get all of this. Normally, you would shoot this model against a black background because it accentuates the blue and the moonlight side. So really, really cool shooting it on the white and still having that punch of that story. Great job. And that Ultramarine really does the work there. Yeah. Fantastic job.
One Wolf paints.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
great.
The light coming through the window.
This reminds me, remember a long time ago we did the little diorama one that was like the dog in like the chaos thing, and it was like blood all over the floor, and there was like a little dog and with the lighting on it and all that. This kind of gives me that vibe. Yeah, I really dig this with the moon in the background. So we have the moon through the window.
Okay, so I'm seeing this now. So moonlight.
Moon through the window with moonlight to the back.
And this is the firelight.
And then we have the fire or the hallway and lamps in the hallway or the door opening up or
flaming
the
arrow.
flaming arrow. Or we have a lot of other
arrow.
things going on here. The angle of the light seems to match... Right, so I've got the moonlight coming in the window, and then it kind of matches the yellow. That's the only thing that throws me here is that it turns to yellow around her, which I'm assuming is the flaming arrow. I might keep the flaming arrow just to what we're looking at in the picture as kind of down left.
Yeah.
Right?
I almost feel like the arrow would probably produce more light, too.
Depends,
I guess.
It depends. Flame and flicker causes it.
True.
There would be a lot of contrast there because it acts more like a spotlight rather than a soft glow because it's flaming.
Right.
And all of that. But it would kind of be in its own. Remember that light around that is kind of like a globe, whereas the light filtered through the window gives you the angle. The light on the flame at the end of the arrow gives you a globe. So you're dealing with two different geometric applications of light. So light through a slot is going to then create a cone. And that cone is going to have, like you've done here perfectly, the more triangular application. And you're going to have a little bit, you've even got the shadow of the bars on the window, which is great. So you have that geometric shape coming out. And then the fire is going to create a globe of light. So a globe sitting around, if you were to look down on the model, and a circle would be around the head of that. And then that circle fades out into like a cone in every direction of where that light's going. So I really like this. I think there would be stronger shadows around her in particular, and like a shadow that's kind of if you've seen this before, if you've lit an item with multiple strong lights, you can actually have shadows in multiple directions. And that's what I feel like we would have here. We would have a little bit of a light shadow color coming forward towards us from the moonlight, caused from the moonlight, and then a shadow moving at an angle away from the arrow, like an angle that goes back down the shaft of the arrow, creating a shadow outward that might be darker close to her and then dissipate very quickly into the moonlight. So this would be one of those where you could play with a multi-directional shadow, because both of these could be intense enough to generate a little bit of a shadow on the floor.
Yeah, this is good.
I love this scene, and that diorama setup that you've got is great.
Swifter bear, trees.
I love it. What's the little kid? Or is that a halfling?
It's probably
Now,
a halfling.
here's my question. Is this an homage to the Giving Tree?
Oh.
That's my question.
The Giving Tree?
Yeah, with the little kid in the tree. Have you ever heard the Giving Tree?
No.
It's this tree that gives the kid an apple, and then throughout its life, the kid keeps coming back to the tree, and then the tree eventually becomes the kid's house. And it's the tree keeps giving back to the kid. And so when I see this, I think it's the Giving Tree thing, but I could be totally...
Giving Tree is super sad. No,
No,
because
because
Giving
the
Tree is
Giving
dead. So
That
it's
is
Darren Osborne. You rat. You ruined it. No spoilers.
The Giving Tree! Worst story ever?
Yeah, right? Worst story ever.
Oh.
That's a great story. It has a great moral to it.
Hey, that's the moral of the story.
That one actually has a moral.
This one, this is the Taking Tree.
This is the Taking. She's about to kill that kid. He's like, kid, don't you ever hit me with that sword.
About to kick it.
I like this. So I think that one of the issues we're going to have with this one is that our lighting, I can see a little bit of darkness and shadow to the groundwork, but the problem that I'm having here is that the groundwork being bright and yellowish and kind of that dead grass feel doesn't allow my light to do as much work. I do notice that the tufts are a little bit darker to the right side of the tree in that first picture,
like over here,
and then brighter to the left.
Yes, I see.
So
the
I
shadow.
get that the tree would be causing that shadow. So I can tell where you were going with it. I think we need to have the color here. This is a good one because the colors that we're working in are going to hinder the overall presence of what we're storytelling with, because you're showing me kind of that desert grass feel, dead grass rather than green grass. And so that's already set a color precedent with a warm kind of yellow straw color. Yeah. And then our lighting is yellow lighting as well. And so you're not able to direct the coloring there enough. I think this might have been easier to do had the grass been more lively with greens and things like that, like we have with the foliage on the top of the tree, on the int.
Yeah.
Because we've got the green leaf cover, and now that really shows me the lighting direction, and then it goes more to a cooler green on the shadow side. And then the browns work well because the browns go from a yellow-brown on the light side to a dark brown. I think the ground cover is what's killing us because the base is big enough that color overtakes, and the tree, we're having to rely on that arm and face and canopy of the tree to tell the story, and it kind of gets lost. I think the shadow's great. I think the idea of the geometry of the lighting on this is great. I think we needed to have explored different colors on the ground cover maybe. But I love it. It's great.
And I think Jason made a comment about it on another piece, but here too, having that really long shadow on the ground for the tree, because it's so bright on that one side, having that really dark line.
It may be darker than we're seeing in the photo too. That's another one where the camera, you can tell because of the reflection and brightness on the black background that we're probably seeing a little bit of blowout through the exposure here. I can tell that the side with the darker colored tufts is probably darker than what we're seeing and probably has more contrast. But I still think color would help us there.
DiCaprio.
This is an interesting model.
Wow.
This is like some Kingdom Death type thing.
Yeah, I was going to say very Kingdom Death.
Mainly because it has too many hands.
Yeah, there's too many appendages.
Poots is very handy. Interesting.
Why'd you come over here and Chris?
He wants to make sure we're seeing what he's seeing.
Why'd you come over
no,
here?
it looks pretty close.
Okay.
I do like this one. This one's a wacky model.
Well, like I said, it's very I don't know what it is. Is it Kingdom Death?
Might be. DiCaprio, if you're out there, tell us.
And I have to be honest right away, I'm not seeing an environmental light. I'm seeing
I'm seeing it here.
I'm seeing a kind of a standard amount of contrast. I see highlight the way I would normally want to see highlight, but I'm not finding it in the picture, right? I'm seeing brightness on the front, and then I'm seeing highlight and contrast on the back at a lower amount. So I would need to ask Nicaprio what the intent was. I love the model. I love the color scheme. I love the coloring that I'm seeing. I'm just not finding what I would call an environmental light. I can see from the base that we have kind
maybe
of
up here,
like a dark crimson on the base that goes to a more orangey near yellow to the front, but I'm not finding that necessarily on the model in a way that contrasts.
Here, like where the yellow is, and then this is the front maybe, but
it's Kingdom Death Manicure. That's what it's called, is Manicure. Oh, is that why the bloody hands? Oh, that's nasty.
Ugh.
That makes my fingers hurt.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, human centipede-esque. Yeah, look, is those tentacles
those
coming
are
out
hands.
of mouths?
Oh, yeah. I don't
Like,
know.
it looks like those faces all have tentacles coming out of them.
Wackadoodle.
Yeah, it's very wackadoodle.
It's cool, though.
Uri, Spirit from the board game Rising Sun by Simon. Oh, is that what this is?
Oh, okay.
It does have that kind of yokai feel. Like, you want to know the backstory in Japanese mythology of what was going on. But somebody else said it was a manicure thing. You thought those were masks. I feel like they're puking tentacles, but I don't know. Yeah, so I struggle with finding an environmental light that immediately stands out to me. It doesn't mean that the person would not be able, that Nicaprio couldn't let us know what the intent was, and then I might find it. Sometimes it just doesn't jump out in the photo. Again, I feel like contrast and light are very difficult to play with. That burst of yellow from whatever it's sitting on is hindering a little bit of the way the base looks. I always try to tell people when you're taking photos, make sure you put everything on a very neutral base. If you're going to have to stand it up for your photo, make sure you put it on a black plinth or a gray or something neutral as opposed to something yellow with a pattern on it, like this one. But I don't think that's really doing it. I don't think that's pulling anything away. I think I see lighting like Chris pointed out, the light at the top of the head.
I think so. And then
the light where the hair, because there's hair down the front of the face. We don't really get a face on top. And then you can see the hair pop back out. That feels like normal contrast. This feels like, painted in good daylight. And it really is a great paint job. There's really good highlighting. There's really good contrast. On the back, I see good contrast still. The back is darker. That middle photo, I can tell that we have more shadow across the back of the cape on the top portion. But then as we get down to the middle portion, everything has uniform lighting. There's no distinguishing darkness versus light to the front anymore. So, DiCaprio, if you go back and watch this, just drop me a note and let me know what the intent, and I'll find it in the picture. I'll take a look at it.
Herpa derpa sherpa.
Yeah. I mean, great.
Yep.
Cave delver, only light from a lamp. Lamp is dull.
Yep.
Perfect. Everything else is no color. Neutral.
I love it.
To no color.
Yeah.
Right? This shows how simple this type of storytelling can be, and you can use something like this as a very quick sketch. You can see how with monochromatic coloring we still get the feel that these fabrics are different. Like the burlap bag on his back is a little bit different coloring than the skin on the body. It's like a goblin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? And the metallics obviously a little bit different, the sword a little bit different, everything a little bit different, but really the only thing that you're seeing here is the warmth of the yellow light up against the rest of the coloring. I might have pushed it a little bit further here, and like I'm just going to throw out, if this guy was green skinned goblin, that I would have had a little bit more green peek through with the light at the edges of your light down on the legs. It feels like maybe on the back of the legs I get a little bit.
Yeah.
So again, the photo may not be telling the whole story, but yeah, I think maybe just a little bit more play with color at the edge of your lighting, that gives us a feel for what color this would be in sunlight. But great job. And again, very simplistic. It shows you how easy you can tell a story. Like, Chris always talks about his night goblins and how he just wanted them to look like you were under the moon of the moon. You can see how doing something like this and really pulling that light tight to them again could really make that fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You could have a night goblin army marching in the night with just, a couple little bursts of light across them. And it can still look like it's a well-painted model. It doesn't look like it's just quick dry brush and a spot of airbrush, that kind of stuff. So, great job. Herpa derpa sherpa. There's a bit of color, but good point about pushing color a bit at the edge of the light. Just at the edge. Remember that where the light hits, since it's going to be more intense because the light is close to the leg, you're going to oversaturate it with the light color and lose all the color of the leg. It's as the light dims, you get that split area where there's still enough light to show me color before I go to shadow. So it's not a line. It's just a very quick blend of whatever color's there. That's almost like when it flickers, you can see the green. But as the flicker of the lamp happens, the green comes and goes, and you just bake that into that photo that you've taken. Yeah. So it just gives you the feel of a little bit more color. But that was a great job. All right, this is awesome. Right, we were just talking about this yesterday. How do you make things look like they're in the rain or in a wet environment when you don't have the ability to really do that? Because to me, this base feels like this is after the rain on a wet, neon lit street. You know, I've got it. I know what this is. Yep, right? Really cool. I know what this is. This is that Miami Vice, you know, what do they call it? Cyberpunk with the neon glow on the street, but the way that it's been done with the bright reflection and the rippliness of it makes it look like there's a thin sheet of water across the base. I love this. Great job. Great job. The blue neon versus the pink neon is great too. Yeah, I think this is great.
Skinner.
Oh, Skinner.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Skinner, you killed it. This is great.
Great job on this one.
This is great. Again, we've done that firelight, magic light, whatever it is, right? It has kind of a greenish hue to it in the photo that I'm looking at, so it might not just be campfire light because we don't get as much oranges. I get kind of a yellowish green, but it could be like a magic witch fire. And then I got moonlight. I have absence of light just outside at night. And again, you know, this, other than the skin on the face, because the skin on the face you can tell you've spent some time on, the rest of this could have been done very quick.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to understand, look at the potential you have doing something really quick. The skin on the face is done with, see how the blend of the light across, and we get to, at the edges of the light, we get the Caucasian flesh before it goes back to the shadow. We get the shine on the helmet and the armor and things like that. So this is done very, very well.
Thought was a house burning.
Gotcha. I like it.
Cool.
They used copper nails back in the day. Oh, so the fire on the house would be burning in a instead of all orange, you're saying. Yeah. Would there be enough copper content for that to be the case?
Copper
that would be the
nails,
question.
You'd have to
but I get it. I love your story.
That'd be a lot of copper.
I don't even need that story, right? Because, I mean, that's great to know the intent. For me, I could imagine this being some sort of witch fire, you know? This guy's experiencing one of the mysticism things from, you know, Greco-Roman times. And, you know, I love it. Really nice.
Super cool.
I mean, come on.
It's so fun.
This one's great.
That glow from below. Yeah. It really.
That's the wizard.
This guy's great. He's like standing in the middle of a pentagram or something. The floor's glowing.
Yeah. I love the glow that comes up into his beard.
It's like, I cast fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, be careful with the glow. When you have, I love the application of the green. On the wood, you've got some start-stop of light, so it's really just painting technique and application here. Your storytelling is great. Your lighting is great. The directionality is great. Your geometry is great. It hits where it's supposed to hit. Now just start working on those blends so it doesn't just start-stop.
Yeah.
Right? You know, even here, because you've got pretty good blending on the beard, and then we've got on the staff, it just kind of green to brown. So give me a little bit better blend, which on the shaft you do, and then it's just really around up on that curve, right? But I see everything that you were trying to do here. It's great. And again, this is just a fun little character.
Game Delay says, I know where that light is coming from, but where is that light coming from?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I think one thing that I would say to you on this is that be careful with the way the floor has the bright glow between the rocks, but there's no glow on his back, yet the floor glow goes around his back. Notice how on the base I see the bright green go all the way around the base?
Oh, like right
I would
here.
cut it at that part of his feet or knees. Go to the next picture. You see, no, the one on the right. You see where that light on his knee stops? Make sure you don't bring any of that bright glow on the floor around. Otherwise, I would wind up expecting that glow to be on the back of the character.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Keep the glow in front, and I think this really wins, right? I think that the fact that you have all that bright glow in between the tiles and all the way around his back would make me think that I would want to see the same light everywhere.
Yeah, it gives the vibe that instead of him standing on a magic rune or a magic trap, it's like a cauldron in front of him. Yeah.
Yeah, really good, though. Font mini, too.
Muff truck. Oh, Red Blast.
This is the new guy. This is out of the 11th edition box. I like it.
Is it?
Well, this is just war-torn, you know.
Yeah.
In the dark millennium, everything sucks.
He said he does have a wizard's butt.
everything sucks. So that's awesome. Does it have a swirl of color on it? That'd be great. Yeah, this is just the 41st millennium. Everything sucks. It's all on fire and screaming. I love it.
That red glow from above is really cool.
Again, we have enough of not knowing what time of day it is from the way the model is painted from above. We have a good lighting, we have good coloring, so it could be overcast, battle, daylight.
Yeah.
But we have enough of the glow from beneath to know that whatever is underneath is really burning hot. Yep. Right, because it's overtaking enough to show me color in the middle of an overcast, soot-filled sky, whatever it is. It's not just night and fire like we've seen with some of the other ones. This is battlefield with amazingly intense explosion and fire and things like that. Kind of like what we saw with the Nick Fury one, right?
Yeah.
Same kind of vibe here, except less cartoony. The Nick Fury one was done in very comic book style. It was very plated and cellular where the lighting was. This is done with a spectacular blending out of that light and really keeping it to where the fire is beneath us as he's coming in on his jetpack. I love it. Yeah, this is great. Yep, fantastic, really cool. Space Marine. Muffin truck. Great job.
Xenobond.
I mean, come on.
Shoot, this one's dope.
Yeah.
Great job.
Oh, that shadow on his shoulder from the
drop shadow is painted,
right here,
which is fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So here we just have literally deep shadow and like a corridor. Yeah, this is one of the most nuanced ones we've seen. We haven't gone with strong light, letting it just be a filtered light or absence of light, but how the reflective surfaces in the environment will carry the light from down the hall. Or just the ambient reflective of a darker area. This is fantastic because this goes into a space where we're relying on the model and, the visor, sensor on the visor to be the light that really draws our attention here. That full body picture really tells it. The glow on the sword, the glow on the arm guards where you've got reflective metal, and then the sensor in the middle of the forehead or in that cyclopean spot. Is fantastic. And then the drop shadow, I mean, come on. This is a lesson in how to create environmental feel because it really starts telling more story the deeper you look at it, because you might not catch that shadow immediately, or you might think it was a shadow that was on the model from the lighting in the room, but then you turn the model around and that shadow stays exactly the same as you move it because they've told the story. You see the right shoulder is darker than the left shoulder, so we've got that lighting on the model that's just kind of coming from everywhere. It's not a directed light.
This is a big model.
Right? 1/6 scale? Holy moly.
Yeah, a lot of room to work with, but a lot of room to also not be able to carry it out well, right? It's almost easier on smaller models because your direction is very encapsulated in one specific spot. Here you've had to bring that ambiance onto the model from all directions. Great job. This is fantastic. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, really good.
Mo's Magic.
Mo! I like this because it's less of the blue light from the back and more of just a neutral tone fade to, we don't really know, but we still capture the idea of the glow of flame, torchlight, whatever. Sure. Expressed really, really good across the front of the torso. That shoulder plate is lit up really nice. I think I may want to see a little bit more contrast on what I expect to either be polished bone or metal on the shoulder, but it may be that you're not envisioning it being more reflective, right? But like the ring on the thing coming out of her left shoulder, I would want to see punch a little bit brighter than the skin. So let me know if that photo does that on your end. Right, because the model may actually do that and the photo may not tell that story very well. Yeah, I would just want to see the material focus on this being where we see more reflection on reflective things. The cloak does that very well, right? Because the fabric that's coming off of her right shoulder does not reflect as bright as the skin does, which is nice. But then that armor plating on her right shoulder and on the left shoulder and the crown of her head and everything is kind of equal in its reflection. I might want to see you pump one of them up even higher than the skin. But this is great. And again, super subtle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Look at the story you can tell without, Mo might say he's at X amount of hours in it, but this is a very simplistic approach to something. It doesn't have to go overboard. Very limited color palette.
Good stuff, Mo.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Corporal Krabby.
Who is this guy? He's just like random.
That's like a big
NPC.
white flash, yeah.
He's holding a cigar.
He's got a cigar and a gun.
Hey!
You got a cigar and a gun.
and an Arizona stucco wall.
Yeah.
Like that is every house in Arizona in the East Valley right there.
That's true. That's so
Or
true.
up by you is all stucco too.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere except Central Phoenix is all made out of this stuff.
Yep.
No, I love it. I love. You know what I really love is I love the texture of the ground versus the tile versus the wall versus the door versus the wood frame. I love the texture you've built into your backdrop because I know exactly what all those are made out of. I know it's like a ceramic tile floor. I know it's an asphalt ground. I know it's stucco on the wall. I know it's some sort of wood or metal clad door and a wood frame. It's just great. So I love this.
Willie?
And of course, the lighting gives me the feel that, hey, I just walked out and there's a car coming. Those are headlights. So, yeah, I mean, it's really good with regards to that. I think I might, again, and the camera may let you be that there's more darkness on this than what we're seeing because of the exposure on the camera. I would want a little bit more darkness. The light coming from the front of him, but the shadow of the doorknob going towards the light is a little weird. So I don't know which one's camera, which one's painted. Either or. You see how the doorknob's throwing two shadows?
Yeah.
So I would want to know, is the painted shadow the one that's on the left side of the doorknob? Because that would be right for the car, but it would be a little bit up instead of down. So anyway, that's throwing it a little bit. So make sure that doorknob shadow follows the story you're telling with your light and retreats from the light. But I love the spot of brightness on the back wall and darkness on the back wall from him and the shadow from the body. So great storytelling and sketching of your light on this. Works really well. And again, I get just enough color out of him to know his pink shirt, his pant color, and all that stuff is awesome.
Double T.
Is this the Elden Ring boatman? Or is this that AOS thing?
No, this is the Elden Ring one.
Yeah.
This is the guy I have
Really
to kill
cool.
like 8 times. Like this boss just keeps coming up. Every time you run across a pool of water in Elden Ring, you're like, oh god.
Yeah.
It's this guy again.
That
Okay,
is-
okay, so oh, okay.
Getting a lot of light from that lantern on the front.
Okay, I have it stripped of color on the top one to show me the contrast of the light on the skulls and
Yeah.
the lantern on the front top.
Yep.
Is the idea with the black and white picture.
That black and white filter is always like a really cool way to show your light direction.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay, help me out. I see this magenta red light on the prow.
from this.
Where does that go? How is it on the skulls and I just can't see it because the photo's so small?
No, I don't see it much. I see it stopping right here.
Okay.
I don't see it actually on the skulls. Maybe a little bit here, but not much.
Because I have a good light setup. Like I get contrast
Just
on
here.
him, I get contrast on the skulls, I get contrast on the boat wood, I get good material focus. Even the soles down below have got that light on the face. So I have good direction of light, but then I have this red on there. Is the red, tell me what the red is, Double T, if you're here.
Absolutely, take it easy.
Is the red lighting as well, or is the red just the color of that whole thing? You didn't play it because that snapped off when I re-anchored it. I should have hit it up. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. If the red is a light, I want to see the red conform to a little bit of how you have your contrast going. And if it's not, if the red is a light fighting with the other red, I would want to see them juxtaposed angle-wise a little bit more. Like maybe pick a different angle of lighting for your ambient outdoor light, and then let the red be from another one. It's hard when they both come from the same direction because if they're both lighting the same things and one's less intense, then it wouldn't exist. Right, the red wouldn't show up on there if you have a light intense enough to have that same angle of lighting hit everything else, like the boatman, the souls. That black and white photo shows me really intense lighting from the front, right, that works. But then the red throws it off a little bit. Like if that's red lighting, then it wouldn't be there.
Right.
Or if it was intense enough to be there, then everything would have that red on it instead of the normal lighting color. Remember that light works different than like how we mix paint. You know, light at an amplitude, when it fights with another light at a similar or greater amplitude, it just loses or mixes to another color if they're colored lights, right? So it's intensity wins in light because it just oversaturates, right? You have an amplitude of yay high of white light and an amplitude of yay high of blue light. You never see the blue light if they're shining on the same object.
Yep.
But and the opposite, if you have an amplitude of blue light and an amplitude of white light, then the blue is going to take over. And because of the frequency, the blue might dim a little bit, or not dim, but desaturate a little bit against white light, but the white's going to overtake it all, right? So think in those terms. If the brownish rotten wood with some glaze of the magenta purple over it. Okay, gotcha.
JD.
Ooh, this one's tough because it's very high contrast. I see the dark side of the thing he's sitting on.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then the bright
A lot
back,
more yellow on this side.
but then his front of his knees are bright.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I can see it. I can see yellow lighting, right?
Oh, 100%.
I can see yellow lighting on the back from the color standpoint. I think the problem is that we have... Oh, no. Because you see, like we saw before, like with the blue dress, orange dress thing, is that we see the blue stripe on the pants is got some yellow on the knees. So I'm seeing the idea. The yellow that I'm seeing on the sleeves is the light, right? Mm-hmm. The yellow I'm seeing across the top of the spear or staff is also the light. Okay, I get it. I see where you're at. Yeah, all right, I like this. I like the application of light. I think this is now just a technique thing where we have to get the lighting to look less like application of color on the model and actual light. And I think that is done by reducing the contrast on the front of the model, reducing the intensity of colors on the front of the model, right? The red pants need to be dimmer. You need to move all of that. See how the base goes into almost black and white with the grays versus the yellow on the back? If the whole front of the model did that, right? We have the face and the chest do it a little bit. But then I have the light coming across, and I have red pants. So I kind of want the black and white or gray to be the entire front of the model. And then you just bring the light around to where it would hit like you have like maybe top of the knees, depending on the angle, top of the arm a little bit, but have it be a little bit more diffuse. Because right now your yellow is fighting with an equal amount of value in the color you've chosen for the dark side color, where we have some black and white, it appears.
Yeah.
And you want to dim that all down. You want to have the yellow be the only light. And in order to be the only light, everything else has to be darker. And then only the place where the yellow encroaches gets to be brighter and not have that black and white fight with it. Because then it just looks like yellow colored something next to white colored something. You have to make sure you reduce the value where there is no light to mid-tone grays and darker grays. You can still color it like we've talked about. Like if you like the pants red, you could do a little bit of glazing of like basically tone the red with a lot of gray. And do stuff like that. But this is great.
Sure.
Great. I see the application. I see what you're going for. The story is told. Now it's just a technique thing to make it look like the yellow stands apart as the light, as opposed to fighting with value. And that's a tough one. That's the toughest thing about this stuff. But what we're really going for here is that you understood your angle, the geometry, the application of light. Now you can see, because on that right picture, the story is told the best of what I'm saying. See on the base, the vertical of the base, where you have the yellow at that angle?
Yeah.
And then it's fighting with a brighter color right under it of that kind of white or gray.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that the yellow is actually darker on the side there than the gray of the side of the plinth that he's standing on, or sign or refrigerator door or whatever he's standing on. You need to reverse that. You need to have the yellow be the brighter part and the part where the yellow doesn't touch be darker, and all of a sudden the yellow immediately becomes a light as opposed to paint. Right now it looks like a paint stripe because it's darker than everything else, and it makes it seem like the light is actually white against a yellow sign as opposed to yellow light on a darker sign. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Repray.
I got red light on the back of this guy. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like emergency lighting.
Yep, definitely.
Walking down the hall of a Hulk, a space Hulk, or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it across the backpack. I really like the lighting across the little three. It almost makes it look like buttons, right? The three bottom portions of the backpack, and then the Imperial Eagle across there, right? Yeah, I think the camera is not doing you favors here because it just has too much contrast from the light.
Yeah.
So it's sending a lot of your red into looking more like painted on red, as opposed to the blend, because I think you'll lose your blend when the camera does the exposure this way, because it stops seeing blends. It starts just trying to divide color into spots. But I can tell the intent here. The one thing I would say is that, again, if your red is bright enough to color metal and reflect on these surfaces, then the things like the buttons on the backpack would be more reddish.
Yeah.
You would lose the color of the button, right? So I've got a green, a blue, and maybe a red button on the backpack.
There's a little bit of glow kind of everywhere, it looks like.
Well, the glow on the parts where the red can't hit would be seen. the glow where the red would hit would not be able to be seen as blue and green anymore. You want to and we could argue about it. You could say, well, they're very high illuminated buttons and whatever. But for storytelling purposes, you want to take and wash that out with your red so that your red light takes precedent, and you only put the colors of what it really is where the red doesn't reach.
Yeah.
And then you have an idea where the blue, because like the blue glowing deal on the pouch, the little glow of the blue on the pouch and the green on the side where the red light can't hit, that then tells the story of darkness. That allows those little peaks. You know, like the guy, the 1/6 model with his red light glowing on his cyclopean eye glowing against all the dim light on the model. That helps tell the story. Because here you've got the idea of the infrared scope and then the front of the Hellgun glowing red, and that works on the dark side of the model, and then on the other side of the model with the red. Now, I would have chosen different colors for the glow of the scope and the Hellgun because you have red behind, unless this was like a squad on a diorama where the guy behind him's red light from the Hellgun was glowing and making this red glow, then you would tell that story.
Yeah. Good stuff.
But just like the previous one, I can see what you were trying to do, and it's a great story. Ooh, this is a rad model. This is like a sea dude.
It's almost just like the light is just coming from the top. Definitely. He's looking up through the water.
Well,
right?
we've got the water rippling again too, right? Because I've got that water ripple glow going on like whatever his backpack thing is.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, so again, great job on this. I see it to where I think on things like this, we want to dim down the model with a filter quite a bit and then bring back that patterning in a brighter color to really offset it. Which, again, could be happening here. The camera's just blowing it out. Again, fighting camera exposure is one of the hardest things in taking miniature pictures.
Yeah.
A lot of times, just so you know, I take it against the same black kind of paper that is done here, and I reduce my exposure by 1.5 on my iPhone. I don't know what that means, but I go negative 1.5 on my exposure on my iPhone and pop the picture. Right? And then it allows me to go in, and when I edit it, I can just balance my exposure in the editor, and I can get it to where, holding the model next to it, I'm like, perfect, boom. But I tend to underexpose it and then bring it back up with the filters to get more natural feel from it, because for some reason cameras hate fine blends on paint.
Yeah, they can't.
Just doesn't see it.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough
It
because
doesn't see it.
when you try to take a picture of something that has unnatural light, then has lighting on it, you're getting two light source. One of them's painted, one of them's a physical light, and if you don't, your lighting, your physical light is the thing that blows it out. Not
but
the
I love
painting.
that this and the Alligator are really, really great opportunities and very high risk situations to go do, because this is some of the hardest kind of environmental OSL to produce, is that filtered light through water. And you can see, like on the tail where it whips around here on that right picture, how I get that darkness as it goes kind of underneath him and the body, and same with the legs, and then we have brightness across the back. So I'm seeing this story very well.
Oh, Neil, you can find these on our Discord. We do one every month. Hit that link that I just put in there.
Botanicus, great job. And it's a fantastic model.
Yeah, really cool.
I really like that model.
Game delay.
You know, it reminds me that I have the limited edition version of the contrast model from last year. Not this one, but last year. This year's I didn't like as much, but last year's was that really bitchin' mermaid with the daggers. I have that.
Dope.
I should do that on stream where we do the water effect on a model like that. And do it and show people what I'm talking about with the high contrast style of doing it.
This model is crazy.
Game delay did a mirror effect.
Wait a minute.
It is so cool.
Nice.
And the jugs have different...
Hey, whoa.
yeah.
Talk about the drinks.
Wait a minute.
The drinks, the drink jugs has a Monument logo and the Genicorn logo.
Wait.
It's a mirrored... Gameplay says, I mirrored it, printed it, kit bashed 2 versions of the sculpt by the same artist. Okay. Dynamo 3D and built the structure so I could flip it over. Nice.
Super cool.
Yeah, you did a great job.
So wait a minute.
I love the one that doesn't have the she doesn't have shoes in this one.
Well, that's not how that works.
What do you mean?
You can't have shoes in the reflection if you're barefoot.
No, it's
What are we even looking at?
That's the
here?
risque version.
Where's the environmental lighting though? This is awesome, but what am I looking at here?
Well, look at she's got different blue lighting here and red lighting here. That's what I'm getting. Game delay.
Like the reflection lighting.
I love this. I want to see how it stands up.
Yeah, game delay. I'm seeing. Actually, what the?
It has those are like it has a thing that it's sitting on, but
Game
can
delay.
it just be turned upside
sassy
down?
Man, this is looking good.
Does it rotate? Like, is it on a back plate and then it rotates, game delay? So
Where's
you can
my
rotate it?
environment
Because it
lighting?
looks like it's the same base and that it's just been flipped upside down.
Oh, trying to do night and day.
This is rad. Like, it is just phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
But I want to know more about what's going on with it in turn. Okay, you're trying to do night and day. Yeah, I mean it's phenomenal, right? I think I tend to like the left picture with the daylight one on top, probably more because I have the real coloring, and that makes me feel like the reflection might be in a
acrylic rod,
a colored floor,
Okay, right.
like a colored floor or something, where it's soaking some of the brownishness out of it. So I've got like she's sitting on the black mantle versus the brown mantle and things like that. So I get what you're doing. Phenomenal work. I'm just trying to place the lighting in it, right? Because for the monthly challenge, I'm like, well, this is all about environmental lighting. What you've done is to the next level of just creating this amazing bitchin' diorama of this kind of,
Two environments.
other world,
Yeah.
other
you
dimensional.
definitely can see like on this one. Oops, sorry. Let me go back. This you can definitely see the blue and the red for sure of the daytime.
Yeah. And the lighting is really good on each of them individually. Like when I look at just like if I just section off and look at the top two where the models are mirrored, I'm getting a really neat shadow, and the shadows are mirrored like they would be, so that the shadow's being cast on the same side. So the application of light on the model is rad.
Yeah,
The
that one's a tough
environmental
one.
lighting on the model is not as existent as I would want it to be for this challenge, but I have a hard time saying anything bad about this because you killed it on the presentation of this model.
Yeah.
It just doesn't 100% like hit what we were going for as far as like just not daylight or not normal lighting. The night one kind of just feels like day with a different color skin. Mm-hmm. I'm not getting the same vibe out of it, but there's nothing bad I can say about this game delay. This is an absolutely phenomenal piece. This should go into a contest, dude, because like the skin tones, the paint on the shoes, the
Maybe
buckets,
the MAA.
everything is phenomenal on this. Like literally, this is an amazing piece of artwork.
Game delay. What I really love about this is I remember when we announced this challenge, you had made a joke. It was like, "Oh, it's environmental lighting. Twist my arm," because you've always been so good at doing that environmental lighting. I love that you didn't just go do what you always do with environmental lighting.
Oh, I see.
That you chose to do something a lot different in terms of how you did this two-tone like mirrored effect rather than that super high bright contrast lighting you do a lot. And so I really
green light
love
cast
this.
on the countertops.
I see.
On like the night one.
No, I see it on both. There's one here.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't see. My,
I can't see your cursor.
right here a little bit,
Okay.
and then there's some here.
Okay.
I can see it.
They're phenomenal. I just want to explain what I mean by environmental lighting. The environmental lighting has to put the model into an environment I can recognize, not just a generic environment, and that's the thing I'm missing here. Again, game delay, don't get your feelings hurt, please, because this is a phenomenal model. I'm just trying to take it in context of the monthly challenge and look at the environment, because I want the story told of the single model in the environment that it's in, right? That make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good stuff.
This is a
such a cool
phenomenal
model.
model that tells a totally different story,
You
because
should
the story
admit it.
you're telling is very Twilight Zone-ish, very interdimensional, through the portal, amazing model, absolutely phenomenal deal here. So yeah, I may just be losing because I'm so strung out on the fact of what you've done together here, right? Yeah, this is rad, dude. This is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely
G-flat.
great idea, dude. I mean, like, when we saw Alex do the Slayer Sword winning piece that he mirrored the vampire. Was it a vampire on the mount?
The Vampire Lord.
Or
It was
Vampire
on
Lord?
a tree.
He was on a
a big
tree. When he saw that, I was like, that's phenomenal. This is like pushing that kind of level of phenomenal, right?
Yep.
Because the idea of this is not just the reflection in water. This is I love the storytelling here of the model itself because of the not being the same, the barefoot versus shoes, the different bottle with the drink and the labels on it, and the different lighting and things like that is not simply a mirror. It's a dimensional portal thing. Is the only words I can come up with. I could rave about this all day long, dude. Fantastic job.
It makes me think of like the floor's glass, and the glass underneath has this like
different dimension.
Weird portal dimension. Yeah, it's super cool.
Well, this is like good and evil version of you kind of a thing, right?
Yeah,
it's
super
awesome.
rad.
G flat.
Yeah, winner. Like I said, the firelight and night thing. I knew coming in that this would be the one that people pick the most because it is the one that is the easiest to tell when you got it right.
Yeah.
It really is. Because our brain is so tied to relating to the reality of a firelight and moonlight together, it's just done. So, great job. And again, very simple application of paint, right? But the fact that we've got good blends here, the lighting doesn't just stop except where it's supposed to, where it kind of falls off a cliff because we have a hard edge. Yeah, great job on this. For a simple mini, very, very cool. You can see a whole army like this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
so
G
love
flat
that stuff.
G flat. I'm hoping you felt like this was. I'm not going to say easy to pull off, but that at the end of it, the reward was worth the time spent.
Yeah.
And I think you could tell that you could paint like a whole unity of these guys, put them on the table, and you'd have a fantastic army. It would not be very immersive because it would never fit the battle you were playing it with. That's the only problem with doing armies like this is that you put them on the table, they look phenomenal, and then you put them in like a green field.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. It's always hard to be immersive when you do these special lighting scenes, but an army like this would be phenomenal.
Despon.
Hey, it's the little crazy dudes that wig me out that follow around the lion.
Right.
Or whomever is the leader of the Dark Angels at the time. These guys scare the hell out of me. I don't know how the Inquisition hasn't taken these people down yet. Why do they have these guys? Huh?
What are they?
We don't know. They never show their faces. They're like little demons that carry swords. It's very scary.
Huh.
I'm very sorry that it looks like yours broke, too.
Oh, yeah. So sad.
Not a good piece to have to put back together.
Yeah.
But I love it. The shadow that we've cast across the leg, the painted shadow from the arm across the thigh, great. Gives me the impact of that. You can tell that it stays because we're seeing it at multiple angles. So that cast shadow is amazing. Or I think, maybe it's not. I don't know. I can't tell if it's moving or if it's cast by the model.
Yeah.
No, the one on the thigh. Because if you look at it there and then you look at it in the other picture, it retreats.
I have to let Jose in.
That might actually just be the shadow of the model casting
I
it on
think
itself.
it is the shadow of the model.
Right? But again, looking at that back picture where we've got brightness and then we've got... And this does a good example of showing what I was talking about earlier on the Space Marine. See how the highlight, we've done just kind of a hard edge highlight on the robe.
Yeah.
But notice how the highlight stops where I want the shadow to start, and it really then helps add to the feeling of where the darkness should be. It's a little chunky, needs to be tapered a little bit on technique, but I'm not here to talk about that. This is not a painting discussion in such of technique as much as it is placement of light. I think here maybe a little bit of a more different color in the shadow, whether that is Payne's Gray or something of that nature would help pull it off a little bit more too. A little bit more saturation and brightness on the bright side, but we totally get the angle of light, which is great.
Danger Boy. Ooh, very cool.
Okay. So this is uplight. It's like the shadow. What is this character? I feel like it's like
this is the multiverse Spider-Man.
Oh, is it really?
And the Spider-Man Noir, I
Noir?
believe.
Spider Noir.
Okay, yep. Had to reprime it halfway through. Okay, gotcha.
Really? Why? Just because you felt like you weren't going in the right direction?
Oh, okay. Look at the light. Oh, now I'm understanding.
Well, I've got a spotlight on him.
Yeah. I didn't see that at first.
Yeah, it's got like a spotlight on him. And then I'm trying to determine what all the other coloring on the wall is about.
I believe this is police lights.
Oh, like the blue and red of the cop lights.
I believe
police
so.
lights from below stopping at the ledge.
All right.
Spider Noir was a great pick for this challenge.
All right.
I never saw that movie.
It's not a movie; it's a show.
I thought it's the multiverse one.
Yeah, but they made a show.
With Nicolas Cage.
The live action with Nicolas
I
Cage
never
as
saw that
Spider
one.
Noir. Yeah.
I haven't seen it either.
Really?
Yeah.
With Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Why am I just hearing about this?
Yeah, and it's
Interesting.
you can either watch the show in all black and white or you can watch a show in all color. It's got two.
Interesting.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of this.
No, I've
You would
never
love
heard of
this.
it.
So on this, I
Interesting.
just want to know, like, what direction the spotlight is supposed to be coming from. Is the spotlight coming from below, like from the cop cars?
I think so, because if you see...
It would hit in more of a parabolic sense on the wall. It wouldn't be just around him. That
It would
light
actually
would go
be more-
up the wall.
It would be more up here if it
Well,
was
that
coming
it would
from
be
upside.
it would be parabolic. It would be shaped like this,
Yeah.
right? It would be a parabolic curve. So
This-
it would be very round and tight at the bottom like you have it, but then it would extend all the way up the building until it faded out over the bricks.
I think this is coming from a helicopter.
No, you said
Almost
from below.
Oh.
Almost from straight up.
Oh, maybe from above.
No, that's what I'm saying. Chopper
yeah,
spotlight.
chopper
Yeah,
spotlight.
Okay, so then it would be parabolic down.
Yeah. Like spreading across the whole wall almost.
Right, you've got it to where it almost looks like it's coming straight from a front. If it's coming from the top, like like some of your shadow is working.
Oh, no, that's what Danger Boy's saying. It is supposed to be coming from straight on. Like
Oh, he's on a building.
Yeah, the building, helicopter pointing right at him.
Okay, gotcha. All right,
That's
cool.
what I'm assuming.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's the way it looked, but that's not the way the shadows look on the model necessarily, right? Because I've got a big shadow on his chest. Okay, but see, this is the tough one. Because it's like I'm looking at it, and some of that shadow is because of
the
how you
lighting.
took the picture.
You have to have, that's where I was saying this earlier. I've said this a bunch of times. You have to have two straight on lights coming from the same angle when you're taking a picture of your minis. Otherwise, you get too many baked in.
Yeah, I
real
think
shadow.
the problem here is that you're trying to push light from the camera
Yes.
on some of these, and it's putting shadows that aren't real. Putting shadows that don't tell the same story you're trying to tell. I
Yeah.
think the middle left picture is the one that's doing it the best here because I'm getting more of the comic book style of painting from it. It's the smaller picture, so I can't see it. But I think those two middle pictures are doing the better job because those now have the shadow baked into the cloak the way it would be with the light coming more from direct in front.
Yeah, Danger Boy, if I was going to recommend, you would actually do 3 lights here. You would do one from two from two hard angles and one straight on, and then you put the camera right underneath that one right here, right? You put the light here, camera right here, take the picture. You have 3 lights going on this to eliminate all real shadows. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I like it. Like the concept is fantastic.
Yep.
I like the fact that you've got him in black
Phoenix,
and white,
yeah.
and yet the police lamp. So the idea is really telling me a great story. I like it a lot. I like that it's on a frame too. It's a great job.
With Gremlin. Ooh. Very interesting model.
All right, so this is pretty much a flat plane light. This plane is coming from what I would say is kind of
Danger
up in
Boy
the front, right? And then going, and then we've got complete lack of light from behind, right? So we've got the light. The light seems to cut off right at the shin.
Yeah.
In a weird way that is all the way around the shin. So I don't know if that's, again, like we had the Space Marine in the mud and things like that. Is this kind of that? Right?
Maybe.
Because I would expect the light would fade a little bit more down and taper rather than be just cut off. But I get what you're going for here. This straight from the front and then dark on the back is good. I think we'd have a little bit more light coming around the top of the head because anywhere where you have a sphere, it's not just going to cut off at the mask of the face. It's going to halo around. So you're going to get the top of the globe of the shoulders, a little bit around the shoulder area, a little bit around the face, so that from that back angle, we would have a little bit more light intrusion across the globes of the shoulders and such. But the rest of it, like the hips, probably not so much, the legs not so much because they're going down. But I like this. I like the fact that this guy is like a living statue,
Yeah, it's cool.
right? I just like the model. Very cool. And I love the fact that it's done in black and white with just a little bit of the red showing through with like the organic tissue underneath where it's all cracked.
It's a statue spotlight from below. Okay.
It's a statue spotlight
Oh,
from below.
like it's coming up this way.
Oh,
So the light is pointing up.
yeah. It's like it's on.
Oh, that's why it cuts off at the shed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because that's where it hits. Boom. That's where
Yeah.
the environment hits it and then goes up harder. Okay,
Like it's out
gotcha.
in front of a museum. It's got a little light from
Yeah.
the ground below, the little, hidden in the bushes.
Okay, so the shadows on the model show light from above. Look at the underside of the pecs, underside of all the folds on the skirt. you've got it painted with highlight from above like you would normally. But if your light's coming from below, you have to reverse those.
Yeah, you'd have to highlight from the bottom.
Right, you gotta go the direction to where the underside of the pec, instead of having that black shadow underneath the pec and underneath the abs and underneath the belly and underneath all the folds, that would be bright, and then the tops of all of those things would be dark. That's one of the hardest things to flip your head on when you change your lighting direction, is it has to change it at all. And one of the quickest ways to do this, again, is like a zenithal sketch, is just hold the model and spray it from below, and then it tells that whole story. Because you've got really good on the pec, you go from bright at the bottom of the pec to dark towards the top, which tells that story, but then the underneath of the pec is still dark, and it wouldn't be, it would be lit.
Yeah.
You would have brighter at the line where your shadow is, then it would start to taper to darkness across the top. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but and instead we have that shadow still at the bottom of the ab, and like all the ab muscles are still shaded at the bottom. But you do a good job of, once you're at the surface of the pec, going from bright to dark as you go away from your lamp. You just also have to remember to brighten up the shadow where the shadow is on yours. That would then have told me that it was up lighting from the beginning.
Wood smash.
It's a nuke witch.
Yeah.
And again, somebody threw a logo on there. They're just trying hard.
What?
They're trying hard, these guys.
Oops,
They're
sorry.
cheating. They're cheating. He really wants to skip ahead.
No, I keep
It is
trying to
4:30
get
though.
my
How many more do we have?
This is it.
Okay, cool.
2 more.
I like the glow from below, like it's about to throw a nuke into the
Man, I got to
fray.
tell you, one of my favorite things to do with miniatures, where you don't want to have to spend a lot of effort in storytelling, is put them on a cliff edge and then light it with some color.
Yeah.
Because the amount, seriously, the amount of storytelling you can do with a light in the distance off of a cliff is like burning city, lit city, crazy magic. You can do anything you want to do. Portal to hell.
Yeah.
You know, you can do anything you want to do, and this does it great, especially with that live edge wood thing where we've got all the orange to yellow really catching the ripple in the wood there.
Yeah.
But again, this goes exactly like I was talking about with the statue just before. See the bottom of the wood plinth? See
Yeah.
how it's bright yellow at the bottom? Then it fades. Then you get your shelf with your shadow across the top of it. That's exactly what needs to happen on that statue that we just saw. Right? Same here. All the bottoms are lit, tops are dark, and then fades. Yes, this is a good job. The only thing here is that there's flames around the bomb. I would want to see another bright light where the flames around the bomb are. It's almost like the flame around the bomb is treated as if it's part of what's being lit and going into shadow. So this is a tough one because you have an OSL point on the figure, because the whole part with her is opening up the portals and bringing bombs from hell. And that portal magic or whatever it is that's around the bomb, I feel like that wants to be lit up as well. But that makes this model harder than it might have wanted to be. So I get where you're coming from. It has a little bit of glow to it. Yeah, I like it. This is great. Like I said, it always wins with me when you've got light from below a cliff edge.
Joker.
A wizard!
Oh, wizard.
A wizard!
Yeah, he definitely's got like that definitely big like front explosion going on with the hard light.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the dimension of the rocks in front of him. So the rocks are very tall. They come up to the level of like his wizard robes. I want to see the tops of the rocks be brighter to match the value on the robe.
Yeah,
you know,
like
the
this.
value of the yellow on the robe there at the bottom doesn't match the brightness on the rock. I want to see those rocks get brighter at the top so that it really punches that light's coming from above and at that intensity. The shadow that's pulled from him out forward, it should only be behind, I think, right? We should have more light intruding all the way down to the ground in front of him, and that really then punches that shadow that you have behind him and makes that make sense, right? You wouldn't even have as much shadow on the backside of the rock because of the way the angle's hitting him. It would go all the way down to the ground and his feet right there. We have that darkness from that angle around his feet in front. Get rid of that. Paint that the same orange and yellow and everything. Then that really ties this up nicely and divides your light from the front to the back of the model nicely. I really love that shadow. The way you've got that kind of purple-blue shadow that runs towards the back of the model is fantastic.
Thank you, Frigid. We love doing these for sure.
Yeah, this is awesome.
It's always a fun time. All right, that's it. Gabe and Jason, you got to pick one.
Cyclopean robot guy is mine.
Oh, Xenobond.
Is that Xenobond? That's it. Boom. That's it. That's
Dino
mine.
Bond.
That's mine.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
That's mine. This is the perfect balance of ambient lighting on this one. You know, we didn't have to bring colored light into it. This is literally like I can imagine the lights off in my house in the middle of the day. This is the kind of way light and shadow would fall on that.
Yeah.
I don't have any intrusion of other than just the light reflecting from the sliver of light through the window and stuff like that. I just don't have a lot. It gives me that very cold sci-fi hallway feel.
Yeah.
Like this is an assassin hunting me inside of this cold
Yeah.
warehouse or something like that, where there's just enough light coming through broken windows to bounce around on hard surfaces to create this. It just feels right.
It's super cool.
It just feels right. This is a great use of it. You know, I've got a little bit of reflection on the metal, a little bit of reflection on the sword. My brightness is where it's supposed to be. I've got a cast shadow that's really nice and sedate as it should be on here. Yeah, it's great.
All right.
That's me. That's me.
Gabe, I'm going to keep going.
Yep.
I said that quick too, so you guys wouldn't steal it.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm cheating. I'm picking one really quick. The Nick Fury one's fantastic. The ones with the water. There's so many good ones. Come on, guys. I think, number one, everybody needs to give themselves a huge pat on the back because OSL sucks.
This one's mine.
OSL is very hard. Okay, so
Yeah.
Chris is picking the Alacroc.
This
the
one's great.
Gator.
Haley, because I just like what Jason's saying, the water, great.
The bravery on doing
Great
this at all
stuff.
is just fantastic, and
Yep.
pulling it off and keeping the ripples and stuff
Yep,
consecutive.
Haley,
through is
there
nice.
you go. That's mine. All right,
One of the
Gabe.
hardest things to photograph.
Keep going through them.
But OSL sucks. It's hard to do. It's one of the scariest things to do because you feel like you're going to mess your model up if you do it wrong. I know we had a couple people that stated that they reprimed their model halfway through. I applaud you for your bravery on doing this one. Lots of entries, lots of fantastic stuff. The Iron Maiden one's fantastic.
If you're a winner of today, make sure you message Monument Gabe. He will get you hooked up.
And remember, if it's your first time watching us review these or your first time entering the challenge,
Absolutely,
remember, we
Haley.
call it a challenge for a reason. This is not a contest for Best Painted. This is not a contest for anything. This is just something where we get to give feedback to the community, watch people grow their skills, step outside their normal comfort zones, and apply new techniques and effort and storytelling to their models, and really, as a community, draw together and learn from each other as we do this. So everybody should give tremendous applause to everybody that dropped a model in here. You all are winners. What we do when we pick our best is just the ones that grabbed us as individuals. Things that stuck out that as we were going, I'm like, oop, that's it. And you heard me. As soon as that one popped up, I go, that one wins. Because it's just, for me, it's just the things that jump and stick in my mind at first.
Yeah.
I mean, Game Delays is phenomenal.
I think my favorite is the Cyberpunk Synthwave one in the rain. I think it was.
I hope it was meant to be in the rain because I spent a lot of time talking about that. If it's your model and you did not paint it to be in the rain, change it to where you painted it to be in the rain. Because I feel like you should stick to that story because that's what really pulls it together for me is
the fun neon colors on it are just so
that
cool.
kind of staccato approach of the
Yeah.
highlighting on it gives it the
really
idea
cool.
of ripples on a wet road.
Yep.
So Zuvik, if you're here, fantastic
Yeah,
job on this one.
that's my favorite.
Xenobon says it was definitely a challenge. Dauntless BAB and the Wizards, but got put to work. He did a great job, Xenobon.
Wizard's butt. I like it.
Did a great job. This was also very. It was
Yeah,
in
it's
rain.
in rain.
Yeah,
Yep.
great job.
Great job.
Great job.
Hey,
and
great
it's so
stuff,
timely because
everybody.
we just talked about this the other day about how do you make something look wet when you can't put water on it. You can't just use gloss varnish all the time. It doesn't tell a good story. This is it. This makes it look like, as soon as I saw this, I thought wet road.
Yep.
Great job.
Super cool.
Yeah, great stuff, everybody. This
All
is
right,
awesome.
Cool. Yeah, message
We gotta
me, Monument Gabe, in Discord.
That guy.
And get you your prize.
Call him.
Get
talk
you
to him.
Your prize. That's it.
That is it.
That's a lot of good entries. An hour and a half worth of entries.
Yeah,
I mean,
good stuff.
I'll give it all day if we have to. I love these. I love this stuff. This is like my favorite stuff. Watching QB. And I have to remind everybody, I don't look at any of these until today.
Yeah.
These other guys cheat. I don't cheat. They have to because Chris and his team have to put the slideshow together, so somebody's got to cheat.
And all of you
Alex
ping me,
does.
so.
And everybody pings Gabe all the time. A lot of them ping me, and I don't go look, but they're getting smarter and not doing it because they know I never respond. I specifically get added in that channel, and I never click that channel. I right-click it and say mark red all the time. So if it feels like I'm ignoring you, I am. I am. Except on day one where people say, Jason, can you please tell us the rules? But
That's
usually
true.
I let Chris say, hey, there's a lot of people asking the rules because I go and I say, ignore this channel. I don't look at them until today because that's the beauty of it for me. I really want the grab of when I first see the image come up on screen because I have it in my mind tied to what I want to see, and then when I see it, it just makes it that much more pop for me. So I really love it.
Yep.
Great stuff here.
Great stuff, everybody.
I'm hoping everybody really took away, whether you were just a watcher or whether you're somebody that put it in there, that you took away what the idea of storytelling can do with light. It doesn't mean you're going to paint every model, like I said. You know, it's hard to paint an army that has these types of things because it never really feels immersive on the table because you're never going to fight on the right battlefield. It's never going to feel like it was meant to be there. So sometimes it's not what we're doing. But picking a good light source at all, even when doing just sunlight and picking it and then driving shadows onto the model correctly, gives you that contrast, gives you that interest that makes it feel more like a sliver out of time, a really good photograph. Same way really good photographs get awards. That's the way you want your model to tell that story all the time. Then you can push it to stuff like this where it looks like, hey, it's raining, you know, or this is the light drizzle after the fact where we're waiting on the car. Great stuff.
They were saying in chat the two oil drums say special sauce on them.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Even I hate spoilers for painting. I don't care about most movies because I'm never going to see them anyway. But yeah, great job on all these guys. Yep. Fantastic work. Thank you so much. To everybody else, thank you so much for hanging out and watching some paint dry with us. To the Zinvaded guys, hopefully they had a lot of fun. We had the team there
so much,
come in talking. They actually said that if you use code Monument, or if you put Monument Hobbies in the notes when you're buying, I don't know how long they're running that, but I'm going to tell them it's all day long. We'll see.
Oh, it's still there. Still here.
Zinvaded, there you go. Our future Zen Overlords, thank you for your support.
Zinvaded,
they're not going to win. As long as there's a rule that I can stomp on them, I will win this battle.
You guys
I will win this battle.
I'm on Team Terra now.
Our Zen Overlords cannot build stuff big enough to take me down. That's my threat. I need to be a character, and I need to be like what's his name? The big dude from Marvel.
Thanos.
No, not that guy.
Galactus.
I'm like Galactus to the Zen Overlords.
I like it.
I'm like going to come and stomp on them all.
Yeah.
I'm good with cockroaches, so I got this.
Game
I got
delay,
this, guys.
Game delay, I want to see that model at the MAA. I would love to see that in person if you're going to be there.
Game delay,
that piece would be...
there you go. Zinvaded says they will honor the code all week long.
Nice.
So they have. Thank you so much. We're going to be painting the sergeant through the end of the week. So we got 2 more days to finish him out. So in celebration of that, they've stepped up and they've said if you go and you purchase anything from the Zinvaded, it's Zinvaded EVO.
Yeah.
.com.
Well, Zinvaded.com.
Zinvaded.com?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
All right, Zinvaded.com. And you can go buy some stuff, put the code in there, and they'll give you a free model if you buy the 2-player starter set and all that stuff.
Zinvaded.com. It's this one right here.
We have no skin in this game. I just love it. I love independent people. They didn't have to do this. They're giving some extra support to the crowd out there. So go give them a check. It's fun models, fun to paint. Great open spaces on the sculpt to do all sorts of stuff. We're going to be doing chipping and battle damage on the armor. We're really going to turn it into an amazing model. So having a lot of fun painting it. And we're going to get it done this week. You hear me? Done.
Maybe.
I've thrown the gauntlet.
Are you going to finish all 3?
I got 2 days, dude. What?
Saying.
I'm painting 1 model. I am going to have fun painting the other models. We're not doing that this week. So, all right, everybody. Thanks so much. For those of you that just stopped by, or if you've come through from a raid or just finding us live for the first time, make sure to hit the follow or the sub button on whatever platform we stream live, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Facebook, Instagrammy. What else? Instagrammy. We're all over the place. So make sure to catch us live by hitting that follow button. Make sure to hit the links that Chris put in chat. You can join our Discord. You can head over to Monument Hobbies and check out all the products. Thank you so much for the support over the years. Yep. This is our 10th year, gang, of doing this live show. It's amazing. Thank you so much for all the support and hanging out with us that you've done over the years. We will do it for another 10 if you'll let us.
Hit that one link. It's just one now.
Hit the one link. It takes you to the new landing page. There you go. What? Look at that. We've done it, chat. We've reached maximum supremacy.
That's right.
One link that takes you everywhere you need to go. You'll find the FLGS link. You'll find the store. You'll find everything you need. All of our Discord link. All of our social media links. All you have to do is click that one. You can get to right at it. Become a member of the community. Have a ton of fun. And stick around because Chris is going to find us somebody to raid.
Yep.
There'll be more hobby goodness throughout your Wednesday evening. And then we will catch you back here tomorrow. So adios. Show some love in the chat we wind up in. See you on the flip side.
Take it easy.
Bye.